If you're watching the replay, you could always support the channel by sending a super thanks. That's right, a super thanks. That's the heart shape with the $sign in it, right below the video. Let's go.
Shit, what you want me to prove? Spacey got this sauce on. Spacey got this sauce on.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, No Cap-tivity, man. He's a good dude, man.
Shit, what you want me to prove? Spacey got this sauce on.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, No Captivity, man. He's a good dude, man.
Shit, what you want me to prove? Spacey got the sauce on. Spacey got the sauce on.
Just over a minute before the show starts. Happy Saturday to everybody. I appreciate the whole No Cap crew. Make sure you hit the like button. Shout out to the 10 people that hit the like button. Shout out to everybody that's willing to share the live stream. Y'all don't know what time it is. It's time to get hype. Y'all already know. Let's go.
Sauce boy shit, what you want me to prove? Spacey got the sauce on. Spacey got the sauce on.
Times in our life,
You got time to sing on it. You sing.
we all have pain.
So then you gonna sing.
We all have sorrow. Then I look at Wayne and I know that he will be ugly tomorrow. Lean on me when you're my cousin and I'll be your friend. I help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need my cousin to care.
No Cap-tivity. Freezy.
What up? You are officially locked in to No Captivity with Freezy, where we tackle issues that sometimes have us trapped in this thing that we call life. But if you know me, you know my motto. To free yourself, you must heal yourself. And if you're rock with your dog, please hit that like and subscribe button hard right now. And also comment and share this video. That is if you rock with your boy, Free No
Cap-tivity.
Yeah. What's up with my family? Shout out to everybody, man. It's a wonderful Saturday, isn't it? Isn't it a wonderful time to be alive? Huh? Isn't it a wonderful time to be alive? I appreciate everybody being here. We're gonna have an excellent show. And we're gonna talk about some interesting topics today. I got some videos we're gonna go over, but I got a question for y'all too later on in the show. And I want y'all to remember this question. Does it bother you if the person that you're with and plan on possibly marrying in the future, does it bother you if they were honest with you and they told you that they was in love with somebody else before you? Let me bring my sister up, man. Why you got my live stream glowing like that, MJ? Huh? Why you doing that?
No Cap-tivity.
Why you doing that, MJ?
Hey, how are you doing, Freezy?
I'm just chilling, man.
That's good.
Which one you like better, MJ? You like this better, or I like this too, or what you like?
It doesn't matter. Whatever's good for you, bro.
You just professional, huh? Just
as always.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. One of the questions, we're gonna take calls. We don't really do the link thing anymore, MJ. So we take calls now. And
okay.
Unless the support is good enough, we'll probably drop the link. But usually we just been dropping the number, the phone number. We take calls.
Support.
You okay with taking phone calls, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So one of the questions, we're gonna go over some videos. We're just gonna react to this. This is gonna be an easy night, MJ. We're gonna react to some videos, and but one of the main questions of the night is, would it bother you if your significant other that you're serious about told you that they were madly in love with somebody else before you? Would that affect you getting married to them, or don't say nothing. Don't say nothing now. Don't say nothing now. We're gonna tackle that towards the end of the show.
Okay. Cool.
But shout out to everybody. Shout out to MJ that's here. I appreciate you, sis. And shout out to everybody that actually made Bible study earlier, man. We had a great Bible study in the Discord. And it's about time to do a roll call. Let's see who's on the bill. Let's do a quick roll call. See who's all in the building. Shout out to my brother Emperor Kojak 313 the Great. Appreciate you. He said, what up though, Freezy in chat? Smash the like button hard right now.
No Cap-tivity.
Make sure y'all subscribe to Emperor's gaming channel. Also, shout out to Justin Wade in the building. He said, yo, what's going on, Freezy? Just chilling. Just chilling. What's up with you, Justin? What's up with you?
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to Red Bull 357. He said, peace, Freezy, and the No Cap-tivity family. Shout out to my brother Red Bull.
No Cap-tivity.
My sister Kimberly Johnson from Temecula, California. She said, Freezy, hey, and the No Cap crew. She's speaking to everybody. Shout out to Kimberly.
No
What's going on, sis?
Cap-tivity.
Shout out to Quantum Love. She said, Freezy, what's going on? Salute, hugs, and she's waving to everybody. Shout out to Quantum Love. How you doing,
No
sis?
Cap-tivity.
Quantum Love said, Freezy, I've already shared the live stream before I went to sleep. I appreciate that, sis. Thank you for being a part of the No Cap campaign. Shout out to J-Dub, my main man J-Dub in the building.
No
He said,
Cap-tivity.
what up to my main man's Pots and Pans, Freezy, the chat, and the mod. Shout out to J-Dub. Oh, shout out to the sweetheart. Her, that's her in the building. She said, peace and blessings, everyone.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to you, sis. Great to see you. Mayor 96 Trey, what's up, man? He said, what's good, Freezy? Just chilling, just
No
chilling. Good to see you.
Cap-tivity.
And shout out to my brother, Living Humbly. He said, what it do, Freezy, and No Cap crew. Represent.
No Cap-tivity.
Put a 1 in the chat if you plan on sharing the live stream. Put a 1 in the chat if you plan on sharing the live stream and being a part of the No Cap campaign. Thank you in advance. I appreciate you. For anybody that's interested in sharing the live stream, the share button is right below the video, right next to the like and the dislike button. Right next to the like and the dislike button. As soon as you hit that share button, it gives you an option to share it out to any one of your close friends and family if you copy the link, or you can share it out to any one of your favorite social media platforms. Either way, thank you for being a part of the No Cap campaign. Quantum Love says she already shared it. Of course, she's a part of the No Cap campaign. Emperor is a general in the No Cap campaign. I wish everybody that decides to share the live stream $11 million in your life. Shout out to Red Bull. He's a part of the No Cap campaign. J-Dub, of course, he's a part of the No Cap campaign. Her, that's her. Thank you, sis. Mayor 96 Trey. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate all of y'all.
No Cap-tivity.
And shout out to the 20 people that actually hit the like button. It's very important that y'all hit the like button. MJ, you know, like, sometimes I can imagine, like, when you ask people to hit the like button, sometimes it could be like a challenge, huh? What do you think? Sometimes people just have to make their hand, like, you know, it be that hard sometimes, and it's free. We might need to do a whole live stream about that. What you think, sis?
No, it is a challenge, but you know what? I would prefer the people who actually want to hit the like because you'll know that they'll always hit the like because they're into the content, they're into you as a content creator. So I very much appreciate that. It's like, you know, unspoken appreciation, nonetheless, when you know someone is coming in and authentically want to be here, you know?
Most definitely. Perfectly put.
No Cap-tivity.
Might I add. Shout out to the 20 people that hit 22 people that hit the like button. And if you don't like something about the live stream, right? If you don't like me, if you don't like MJ, hit the dislike button. We encourage y'all. Listen, if you don't like the whole show, but you're still watching strangely, hit the dislike button. Don't just sit up there and be mad, you know, and, you know, possibly increase your blood pressure. That's not good. I'm telling you, science has proven that if you hit the dislike button, it will bring your blood pressure down. I read that the other day, you know, okay, so listen, shout out to the 24 people that hit the like button. I appreciate you. And I wish all of y'all $4 million in your life.
No Cap-tivity.
Thank you so much. To support this platform and to support, shout out to Rob Dub. Rob Dub is a part of the No Cap campaign tonight. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you, bro. Oh, I appreciate you. You already know. And thank you for being here as well. To support this platform and to support stories of this magnitude, especially if you would like your voices to be heard from the chat. A lot of y'all don't wish to call in. A lot of y'all don't even wish to hit the link. But there is a way for your voice to be heard from the audience. The first way is to send a super cap. Leave a super cap, aka super chat. The super cap, aka super chat, is the rectangle box with the $sign and slap dab in the middle of it, right there where you type your chat set. That's how you leave a super cap, aka super chat. Or the second way is to leave a cash cap to $freezy no cap. That's $freezy no cap right above MJ's head. That's the second way to make your voices to be heard from the chat. Do it again, MJ. I like that. Would you? And the third way is to leave a PayPal. The PayPal is no Cap-tivity with freeze. No Cap-tivity with freeze without the Y because it was too long. Damn you, PayPal. But that is that's the PayPal. No Cap-tivity with freeze. And I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. And last but not least, somebody asked, how can I be a sponsor of tonight's show? It's very easy to be a sponsor of tonight's show. It's only $20 or more. And whoever is the first one to become the initial sponsor of tonight's show, your name will appear on the legendary sponsorship board. Let me see. That should be flashing below right now. It's flashing below. Who will it be? Who will be the initial or official sponsor of tonight's show? Thank you. I appreciate you, whoever you are. Well, even if there's several sponsors, I appreciate all of y'all. Well, it's time to get the show started, y'all.
No cap.
Time to get the show started. So, MJ, I want to say this too. Make sure you guys, if you guys haven't subscribed to MJ's channel, you're making a grave mistake if you haven't subscribed to MJ's channel. I personally like the law and crime content, and MJ, the reason why I respect MJ's content is not only because she covers law and crime content, is because she also works in that field. So she knows exactly what she's talking about, right? She's a scholar in on her content. So make sure you guys subscribe to MJ's channel. It's called Conversations with MJ. It's called Conversations with MJ. If one of the mods could be so kind, could you please put MJ's link in the chat? I need everybody. We're gonna continuously announce MJ's channel throughout the show. You know what I'm saying? Because people need to just go over there and witness her work over there. She does excellent work. I thoroughly enjoy MJ's show. Every time I watch MJ's show, I'm ironically eating. I'm always eating when I'm watching MJ's show. I'm always eating watching your show. It's like your show is like comfort food, you know. I
appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much, good sir.
Yeah, I get to watch people get life in prison and interrogated. It's just awesome. I can't get enough of it.
Well, you definitely gonna have to come over there when I hit 100K. I'm gonna have a big party. Right now, I'm at 90,000 subscribers.
Let's go.
So let's go.
Stun on them, sis.
No cap.
Stun on them. Let's go. Come on, man. Yeah. See, I deal with the heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? I deal with the heavyweights. But it is an honor to have my sister over here, and she already know that. So we're gonna react to some videos, and I got some interesting videos. Not a lot, but I got some interesting videos that we're gonna react to. Let me set this up. Let me see. Here we go. Let me go over to my videos that I saved. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah. You can't try me, no captivity. Freezing. I know it's hard to understand me. Respect me, to speak reality. I'm focused though, please don't ask where my mind be. It's about the community. Swing like slide. Was it appreciating the way that I like it?
Okay, here we go. Okay, so let me ask you about this, MJ. So, just right quick, MJ. Trump is it's looking like they're going to actually, it said what it says. Trump reportedly considers reclassifying marijuana as a less dangerous drug, making it easier to buy and sell, according to the Wall Street Journal. What do you think about that? Do you think are you okay with that, MJ? Trump actually
Mm,
officially clarifying marijuana as what does it say, a less dangerous drug. What do you think about that?
I guess yes and no. And I know that's kind of like a mix, answer. But the
Mm-hmm.
reason why is because I do believe that the right people who should be involved in using this drug and selling this drug should be able to monetize on it and capitalize on it as best as possible, right? From a
Mm-hmm.
business standpoint. However, when it does get into the wrong hand, we see the outcome of it. And it has been used criminally against so many people before. And since a lot of this particular type of administration is moving towards the states taking control of everything, the states will have the last say so whether or not if you're going to be deemed criminalized for this situation in the county that you live in versus whether or not you are no longer criminalized on a federal level. So I think that's something that individuals need to take into consideration before they think this is a win.
Do you think that marijuana is as dangerous as the United States deems it to be today? Do you think it's
I
what?
think it has the capability because
Mm-hmm.
now marijuana is being mixed with all other things now. It's just not just straight weeds anymore, right? So there's that already criminal aspect.
That's a good point.
When someone adds other chemicals into marijuana and you don't know what you're buying or purchasing, or you're not really doing your proper research and you're selling it, it can have that criminal aspect to it if that chemical is found and they link it to people doing certain things or individuals or kids getting hurt. There's a lot at risk.
Yeah. I'm kind of insensitive to it or desensitized to it. I've been around so many people that smoke weed.
Hmm.
But I did forget that the weed that they're smoking today is totally different from the weed that they used to smoke. It's a lot of
Correct.
it's a lot of laboratory weed going around, and we just don't know how it's affecting people. And I remember this Muslim that was on I forgot his name, Rizza X, Rizza something, I forgot his name, but he
Oh, I
was
know
on
what
the
you're talking about.
Breakfast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was on the Breakfast Club, and he was giving this some kind of scientific fact that he read about marijuana. He was saying that the marijuana that people actually smoke today, it lowers your testosterone. Like it lowers men's testosterone. It makes them more feminine.
Mhm.
You heard of that?
Yes. There's been some studies about the weed and other, I guess, party drugs or commercial drugs that's out here today is has a large effect on men's health, especially when it comes to their sex health. Not only are their testosterones are being lowered, they're also their sperm count are being lowered as well too. So that is also contributing to
Mm.
a lot of pregnancies not going to full term.
Do you think it also contributes to the functionality of relationships today too?
I think it can have some involvement with it. I wouldn't necessarily say because I don't have that information. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a large common factor to why relationships are not operating as a lot of people would like
Dudes
it to.
need testosterone in their relationship. I don't give a damn. You need some testosterone. Testosterone is vital, right?
Yes, it is. It's very vital, especially for men's health and their reproduction health.
Okay, okay. Let's go to the next. Let's see. What do you want to do? Let's see. Oh, what do you think about what do you think about this? This is it says podcast host calls out white Trump supporters that voted against black people, immigrants, the LGBTQ community, and more, but continue to patronize their spaces. It says get your fat asses over to Cracker Barrel. I hadn't even seen this video, but me and you gonna watch it for the first time.
I've had it with white people that triple trumped.
Yeah.
That have the nerve and the audacity to walk into a Mexican restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, an Indian restaurant, go to perhaps their gay hairdresser. I don't think you should be able to enjoy anything but Cracker Barrel. And if you want to triple Trump and you want to browbeat DEI and you want to browbeat gay people and you want to browbeat black people as you've been doing for 400 years. And you want to browbeat this generation of immigrants that come over here and open up businesses earnestly, pay their taxes. You want to demonize them and call them rapists and felons and all this shit when the felon is the teeny weeny mushroom cock piece of shit, Kankles McTaco tits at the top of the ticket. I have fucking had it from top to bottom. White people that triple Trump should be banned, boycotted from enjoying the best thing that America has to offer, which is multiculturalism. Get your fat asses out of the Mexican restaurant. Get your fat asses over to Cracker Barrel because nobody wants to see your fucking smug ass, teeny weeny, pink arm, big gut around. Nobody wants to see that shit. No one.
Okay. So what you think about that?
Okay.
Do you think the first of all, before you go,
yeah,
do you think the country is like more divided than ever? When I'm talking about just amongst all races.
No. I think that we're just actually seeing how the country has always operated without the beer goggle glasses. What she said is quite entertaining. I would have to say, it's too late to apologize.
No Cap-tivity.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would, have to say about that,
Yeah.
right? Because at the end of the day, yes, they might have voted for their best interests that had little to do with anyone else. And they didn't care if it was detrimental to anyone else. In this country, they still have the ability to go and sit their asses in anybody restaurant and eat because a part of the law is they have the right to do so, right?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is that all this vitriol and animosity is too late. That should have happened last year. That should have happened in November. Y'all should have been that vocal before. Not now when everybody's is suffering. Not now when you're suffering.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Because now everybody's trying to scramble and literally do what they need to do to put themselves in the best position as possible, including yourself. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I guess you probably might be doing it to say, hey, we're wrong. Hey, I'm trying to make amends. I want to be on the right side this time. I understand my mistake, but I would say that the people who voted the way that they wanted to vote, which they felt it was the right way, and that was against this administration, collectively, a lot of them have stated verbally online, it doesn't matter what you try to do now. There's that trust is over. If anything, all this is nothing but lip service at this point.
Yeah, her gripe was about getting rid of DEI. Diversity, equity, inclusion. So she's saying, I don't want to hear your fat lips. I don't want to hear your fat white bellies. I don't want to see your fat white bellies in Mexican restaurants. I don't want to hear you say anything about, I don't know. She was just going off on a rant about DEI. And I think she kind of made a point. I do understand what you're saying. It's too late to apologize. But I ain't gonna lie, MJ, it's just refreshing to see somebody other than somebody like you and I speaking out like that. Like, because a lot of times if somebody like me say it or you say something like that, we'll get accused of being woke or, you know.
I mean, just because people will prefer to hear it from someone that they can relate to more than per se us, where they'll just say that we can be potentially using the race card, doesn't excuse the fact that this is all performative. And we see you.
We see you?
I see you.
Okay. So let's see. Let's go on. Let's move on. Where we gonna go next? Okay, here we go. This is gonna be a short show. Just letting y'all know. I'm just preparing everybody. Okay. Have you ever heard of Finesse 2 Times? The rapper?
Freezy, I'm old. No.
Okay. Well, I haven't listened. I don't listen to his music either, but he's popular on the social media scene.
If it's not music in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, I don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, I feel you. I don't really listen to a lot of this rap music either, but what's going on with this guy, Finesse 2 Times? Let me see. So he's a popular rapper on social media, and he took off on social media. And it says his mother says she's done with him. Let me go to the beginning. Let me go. So his mother posted a GoFundMe. I went over this yesterday. His mother posted a GoFundMe seeking $6,000 after facing eviction. Says her son was helping her pay her bills until they had a falling out. It's quote unquote, narcissistic abuse from my son has made things even harder. So I showed her her GoFundMe. I think yesterday it had reached $155,000. I mean, $155 raised. Yeah, sorry, $155 raised. And she decided to speak out today. Let's see what she had to say. Here
was 50.
Here we go.
But the way my rent was coming was $1,500 here, $1,500 there, $500 there, and I just had to hold on to it until it got to $35, y'all. And still have to deal with my landlord coming over. My landlord been over here 4 times. I don't stop answering the door now because at this point, like I told her, I don't have nowhere else to go. I don't have nowhere else to go. But I'm going to let him know this. When I walk out this door and I take my last box up out of here, that man ain't never got to worry about me no more. But the way my rent was coming was $1,500 here. I never have to worry about me no more, y'all. That man don't care nothing about me. He don't love me. And I keep ignoring it. Y'all think everything gravy because y'all see what y'all see on this internet. Outside this motherfucking internet, I'm bleeding over here. Cut by somebody that I didn't even do nothing to. I never have to worry about.
So she's pouring out her heart. She's hurt that her son decided to stop financing her, paying her rent. If I'm not mistaken, I think she owed back rent of upwards of the amount of $3,500. That's why she got evicted from her apartment. She's basically calling out her son, saying that he abandoned her. What do you think about this, MJ? I'm gonna say this, MJ. To me, this is a lot because I know in general, for the most part, boys love their mother. You know, boys cherish their mother. They want to make sure their mother is good. You know, she's hurt. She's expressing herself on social media, and it's I want to say this. It's not a good thing, to know your mother is being put out on the street. There's anybody that got a mother, anybody that even got kids, my heart does go out to her. I want to hear from you. What do you think about this situation, especially with her going to social media, her having to put out a GoFundMe, and her son being well off, him having substantial, he's not a broke dude. He's wearing big chains. He's good. What do you think about it?
So before I answer, can I be completely honest, or do I have to be politically?
Man, I
politically
want you already know this no cap.
No cap.
We ain't capping no. Even if I disagree with you, I want you to just be completely honest. Go ahead. And shout out to True Bleed and Travel One in the building.
I'm gonna keep it 100. She's just as much as a narcissist as he is.
Damn.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because I understand that that's a bad look when you're successful and you allow your mom to get evicted, right? It is a bad look. It doesn't look good on you. I don't think it would look good on any child, whether it was a man child or a female child, right? Especially if they had the ability to help. But there should not be no point where you are not able to sustain yourself as an adult, period. The whole purpose of you as being a parent was to solidify that in your own children. How can you expect your children to do something that you cannot do? This is now providing guidance and leadership that you cannot live up to. And that is the problem.
If you had enough money, if you was well off, would you take care of your mother? Would you
I
pay
do
her
that
rent?
now. I do that now. My mom have not worked for the past 10 years since my father passed away. I took on my mom. She don't have to work. She stays with me. And she don't have to work and do nothing. So she can continue to be a stay-at-home wife as my father had her.
Well, why would you have that viewpoint then? You take care of your mother. You know what I'm saying? You pay her rent.
Because
you're not looking at your mother as a,
she's
like
not a burden. She would never be a burden. She would never be a burden. She means the world to me, just as my father meant the world to me. I have very great, loving parents who instilled a lot of great things about me. And I owed them my life and my existence and the character that I have. So to me, it would never be a burden. It's just a part of my makeup. It's not a burden to do what I do for my loved ones. But that is not how everybody operate. I'm real and I'm realistic. A lot of people don't get down like that. And that's fine. But you know that about your son, because you know what? From what I seen in that video, that lady don't get down like that either.
Yeah.
She's just looking at her reflection.
Well,
and she's feeling hurt.
Well, here's the thing. I think that these are sensitive situations as far as like, especially mother and son dynamic. A mother can get a mother can be so expecting of her son because, she carried him for 9 months. A lot of times mother-son dynamics, it could turn into, I know some of these people in these spaces, they call it son husbands and everything. Do you believe in son husbands?
I don't believe in son husbands.
I'm saying, do you believe they exist?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, with this woman right here, she looks like she's getting ready to cry. You feel what I'm saying? She's expecting her son. She sees her son driving nice cars. He has his own place. He got jewelry. He be flashing money online. And she feels like it's unfair that she is his mother. Why would you allow me to be put out on the street? I'm gonna be honest with you, MJ. Like, my mother is passed. She's gone on to the Lord. But if my mother was still living and I was capable, if I knew my mother was about to be evicted, I would give her the money. But here's the thing. My mother was disabled. That's why, my mother was disabled. She wasn't an able-bodied. She was totally disabled. Looks like this woman could work. She could work. She is able-bodied. Maybe that's part of the conversations that Finesse 2 times, her son having with her. Maybe he was telling her like, hey man, you can work. You know, you just living off of me. You could work. You know, you could pay your own rent if you wanted to. You could go get you a job. Do you think that he would be do you think that he would be insensitive or wrong if he did say that to her? Like, hey, you can work. You're not disabled.
No, he wouldn't. And the reason why I say this is because, you know, we don't know the full story. We're only just actually face to face visualizing her hurt about behind it, right?
Mhm.
But there could have been other things that led to him to be like, I'm no longer supporting you. Because one of the biggest things that we need to take out of this is that at one point he was supporting him and then he removed that support. So we can't leave that part of the story out. It's quite usual for us to be like harp on the emotion wise of what we visually saw about the mom.
Right.
But that is a big factor. He was doing it at one point and he's not doing it anymore. But she's not bringing anything to light about why that transpired.
Yeah, and somebody, I think Rob said his mother is an addict. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know his mother is an addict. Let me get a good look at her again. I didn't know his mother was an addict. Let me see. Let me see it. Let me see if I can see addict. I don't see addict, but it's well, she does have like filters and everything, but well, I'm kind of looking at the teeth a little. I don't know, maybe
You know, there's a lot of functional addicts, right? There's people who still smoke coke and they know how to get up and go to work every day. So I'm
That's
not
true.
putting past nothing anymore with anybody.
That's true. That's true. And then especially with that addict thing, parents can guilt trip you, you know, because you know they just want you to fund their lifestyle. She probably wants to have enough money to support her habit as well. I don't know, but I can imagine that's a hard place to be. You know, I'm pretty sure he loves his mother because initially he was taking care of his mother, but he made a decision to stop funding her and, you know, and taking care of her and paying her rent and everything. So yeah, to me, that's a tough spot. It's a tough spot. It's a tough spot because you don't want to see your mom on the street, you know, and
I agree. I mean, it does look bad. It really does look bad. But like I said, we don't really know the extent of their relationship. We don't know what transpired to the point where he had to stop financing, you know, her life, right?
yeah.
We don't even know her circumstance either of what she could be doing, why she's not in financially stable to even take care of herself. Because I'm going off the assumption that he doesn't live with her anymore if he's well off, right? So it's not like he's living off her, and you can't hold it against him for you being a mother to him and raising him, you know what I'm saying, as your child under your household. That's not fair, right? Because at the end of the day, he really didn't choose to be here. You brung him here, right? So that's your responsibility. Me personally, that's what I believe. So no, I'm not going to crucify him. I will say it's not a good look. You know, personally, if you're running around here going on trips and buying jewelry and new cars and stuff like that and stunting on them haters while your mama out here, you know, homeless, that's not a good look. There has to be another way around this, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact. Shout out to Big Bad Bull in the building. What's up, Big Bad Bull? He said, hey, brother Freezy and No Cap crew. Shout out to you, Big Bad Bull. Great to see you, dog.
No Cap-tivity.
Okay, let's react to this right here, MJ. Here we go.
All right.
This is Tiana Taylor. She says she doesn't want to parade her relationship with Aaron Pierre because I played this yesterday, but I wanted to react to it with you because she said because people might prey on their downfall. Here we go.
Aaron Pierre. Now, can I officially say that's your man? Is that, are we allowed to say that? Or are you guys just very friendly? You know, I want to be respectful of what you would like me to say as far as your connection, the chemistry that we see between you two.
I think that this world, this new
yes,
whatever is going on in the world,
yes,
is
Oops.
is not gentle, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And you know, I want to try something different where I'm not just like, hey, hey,
Yes.
what's going on? And boom, boom, boom. Because people are preying on your downfall. People are preying on the health that you are building. What me and Aaron have is very healthy and is very gentle. It's very soft and it's very kind and it's very sweet and it's very warm. And it's one of the best feelings that I've ever had. And most importantly, it's so safe. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want us to be robbed of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on
I
to
don't
that.
want to. Yeah, I don't want us to be robbed of that. He's so special to me, you know, and I'm filled with so much gratitude to have him in my life, and I'm just so grateful for him and just everything that comes with him, you know, and I want to protect that.
Oh, absolutely. Let's talk about.
So she's saying, once again, let me see. She's saying that she doesn't want to parade a relationship with Aaron Pierre because people might prey on their downfall. MJ, do you think it's social media that's ruining relationships, or do you think it's the people within the relationship that don't know how to handle both parties being on social media? Do you think it's social media, or do you think it's the people in the relationship that's ruining the relationship?
I think it's both.
Mm.
I think it's both. I think it's a domino effect, right? There's a lot of people who do not know how to handle their relationship in the limelight correctly. And there is a lot of people that's within the social media who's, bystanders or ongoing lookers who has a lot of involvement of making things tick and making things move and putting things out in the air to bring speculation, right? Bring anxiety, bring curiosity, paint narratives. And they're both working hand to hand, really. I don't think that is a negative thing if you do publicize your relationship. I don't think that's necessarily negative, but you have to come with you have to understand the consequences of doing that. When you put your relationship out there, you're also putting your relationship out there to be critiqued and judged and outline pretty much. You'll have everyone telling you what the hell to do in your relationship, telling you how to move, telling you how you're supposed to act with your mate, telling you what is right, what is wrong, and people just naturally just do that, right? Especially if you involve them in your in your relationship, even if it's not a relationship, if it could just be your individual life and what you have going on for you, like plans that you have or goals that you have going on for you. How many plans and goals have you have spoken with someone about? And instead of them being supportive, which you thought they were pretty much critiquing all the flaws that you did not see in your set plan or your set goal, right? And creating doubt. So that comes with the territory. So unless you are willing to deal with that and know how to, I guess, chew the bone and spit out what you don't need, then, I think leave your relationship where it needs to where it needs to dwell at, where it's peace and is forever growing and learning, that's nothing wrong either. Not having your relationship out there doesn't mean all the time that this person ain't serious about you. And I think that we're in a situation now, like if you're not publicizing your boo or your man the way that people expect you to publicize them, it's not real, it's fake, or it's not love. And I think that's hogwash. I think that's trash.
I've heard people say people don't want their relationships on social media simply because they're insecure. They don't, they don't know how to move about in social media in a secure way. People aren't secure within themselves. I've heard significant others accuse their other partner, hey, you're just insecure, don't put your insecurities off me. There's nothing wrong with me posting on social media. And then there's a lot of guilt tripping going on. I'm gonna just be honest with you, MJ. I might be insecure. I don't know. I don't be wanting to parade my marriage on social media. I don't be wanting to do that because the devil is busy and like influence is real. I believe in spirits. I believe influence is real. I'm not saying that my wife is easily influenced. I'm just saying that when somebody develops some type of vitriol towards you or anger towards you, to them, they're everybody's fair game. You know, your kids are fair game, your husband is fair game, your wife is fair game, everybody's fair game. And that's what I'll be trying to avoid.
No, I agree.
Am I insecure? I mean, what is it? What?
It's not about insecurity. To me personally, I don't think it's insecurity. I just think that you are trying to protect what is yours, right? And you know that not everybody here is rooting for you. Like, I don't know, like social media make you believe when you get a certain amount of subscribers or certain amount of people that say that they fuck with you, you actually really believe that people fuck with you. No, some people, excuse my language again, but
no, you
some
good,
people,
you good.
But some people are literally just around you because they're just fucking nosy, right? They're inquisitive and they want to start shit. They want to create drama. They want to see the mess. It's the form of their entertainment for the day, right? So we have to get out of this mindset that everybody that's coming your way has good intentions, even if they're just a viewer. It's not the same. Protect what's yours, right? And if your way of protecting your relationship, your marriage, and your union is not broadcasting it, then, as long as you address that with your significant other and they're on board and agree with you, there ain't no problem. You don't have to explain nothing to nobody about why you are not advocating or shouting to the rooftop about your relationship. It doesn't make your life, your wife, or your relationship any less value than the ones who takes whole fucking photo shoots, paying a photographer $150 an hour to make it seem like they so fucking love. Give me a fucking break.
Right. And shout out to El Cheapo in the bit. What's going on, El Cheapo? Great to see you. Great to see you. Here's the thing, right? Let's just say if both man and woman in the relationship is on social media and they've agreed to just be on social media. See, I'm gonna tell you the truth, MJ. I believe if two people are in a relationship and both of them agree to be on social media, maybe I'm going too far, but everybody need each other password, and I just feel like we need to share each other. We need to do something. We need to share each other password. I don't care about sharing I don't care about sharing my password. If I'm really serious about you, I don't care about sharing my password. You can see my password, whatever.
So let me ask you something, Freezy.
Yeah.
Sharing the password, is that going to prevent someone for doing something against you, doing a discretion against you?
On social media?
No, I'm talking about in real life. If you're sharing passwords and giving up, phones and all that shit like that, is that really going to stop someone for misbehaving or violating you?
If it's in them, probably not. But
yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you what it will do though. It'll shorten the time of me looking like a damn fool. You feel what I'm saying?
No Cap-tivity.
Like okay, so let's just say if I'm dealing with a no good MF, right? If I'm dealing with a no good person, like it'll shorten the time of me looking dumb out here. Like I want to catch whatever you're doing as fast as possible so I can go ahead and know what I need to do. Because if you ain't got the other person's password, you could be out here looking stupid for a long time. And then people that know you, they know what your significant other doing. When you walk in the room with your significant other, everybody looking at you, everybody in on the secret but you. No, I don't want to be that person, MJ.
I'm gonna tell you for experience, it doesn't matter.
It don't?
If it's a L, it's a L. Especially if you're dealing with someone who's also online and stuff like that, it's a L, especially if that is advertised. Your relationship, everything is a L is a L, regardless. It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. So like I'm saying, like, yeah, you probably might do it and in your mind you're rationalizing, hey, if I do this, I'll catch on quickly by having concrete evidence, and then I can move accordingly. Does it really happen that way? No.
Why you say that? It don't happen that way.
Because most people will still convince themselves otherwise that they're not seeing what they see.
Oh, well, I ain't that delusional. I see what I see. but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Okay, so other than that, right? If both parties decide to be on social media, there is a level of responsibility that the man and the woman should have. Like she shouldn't have me looking. He shouldn't have you looking stupid, and you shouldn't have him looking like you should. Even if there's no infidelity going on and no cheating going on.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, but here's the thing: humans are gonna humans regardless, and whatever they would do offline, they're gonna do online.
Whatever they do offline, they're gonna do online.
They're gonna do online. Is no way.
Oh yeah, I feel what you're
that
saying.
You're gonna be able to, I guess, control the situation, because that's what you're stating, right? You trying to control the situation, control the blow. It's not gonna happen. You can try to minimize it as much as possible, right? But at the end of the day, once it's out there, it's out there, and that is part of the risk you take by dealing with anyone who's out in the out here and about in the social media and stuff like that. You're taking that risk that everything's going to fall out online, and normally it will fall out online because that's where most of their attention and all their support and what makes them feel good and validated, that's where a lot of that lies at, is online. They created their whole environment of support online, not necessarily no more dealing with actual friends no more. People don't even talk to their real friends anymore.
Yeah.
Everything is digital. It's like you're my internet family, and I gotta tell you everything that's going on with me. And this motherfucker did this, and this bitch did that. I hate you. So, literally, online has been used as people's virtual journals that everybody get a chance to peek to. And I thought the purpose of a journal is to heal and to self-reflect in private. It's just not how people operate anymore.
MJ, if you with somebody, if you with a dude that depends on online companionship and you're his significant other, something wrong with that dude, MJ. That's a red flag. Like you're in an actual relationship, hypothetically, right? You're in an actual relationship with a dude, and he really depends on online companionship, especially this the gender war, the manosphere shit. Like that shit be weird. Like that shit be weird as hell to me. Like these niggas be depending on each other for valid. Would you? That shit ain't weird to you? Even on both sides. On both sides is weird to me. The brotherhood and the sisterhood be weird to me. If you got a significant other and you love this person, if I see you online all the time and you always confiding in people that you don't even really know, we got to have a talk.
Well, see, that just speaks to the relationship, right? If you're online and you can be more open and honest with random strangers and who doesn't even live in your location, you never met them actual in your real life, than the actual person that you're sleeping with, that shows the dynamics of your relationship and what your relationship is built on, right? It's not built on you actually being comfortable. In fact, you're walking on eggshells about even expressing yourself to your partner because you're fearful that it might cause a stir in the relationship. You might lose the relationship. Somebody's feelings might be hurt and they won't understand your point of view behind it. Words can be misconstrued, a lack of communication, all that. So you're feeling free the way that you actually want to be free by being able to voice your opinion with someone who cannot affect or hurt your life, which is a complete stranger on the other side of the camera. You're not willing to take that risk with the person who's sitting right in front of your face, who probably have more capabilities of changing the dynamics of your life.
Yeah.
And that's why you see that.
And I want to add context. I don't think there's, and shout out to Bridget Renee. She spoke to me and you, MJ. She said she's showing
Hey
love to
Bridget, how you
Freezy
doing?
and MJ. Shout out to Bridget. Shout out to my home team. Good to see you, Bridget. But I just want to add some context, MJ. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being online and sharing information with people and getting information from people, even, you know, in a proper environment. If it's a healthy environment, as if you're talking about mental health and people are sharing, you know, different types of their different experiences. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything. I think there is a place for online presence, right? I don't think online as a whole is wrong. Like, I have Bible study every Saturday. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, right? But when it comes to if you're online interacting in some, like, if you're online interacting in some toxic stuff all the time and it's taking up most of your time over interacting with the person that's in your real life, to me, that's a red flag. That's not good. I don't think that's good.
No, it's not good. It's not good. It's literally being caught in this bubble where you're the one who's operating how everything plays out here online, right? I mean, if you really think about it, everybody's in control how everything goes when it comes down to online. You either can click X if you don't want to participate, you don't like this, you don't like that person, you don't like the topic, whatever not, right? You can stay and chime in and speak your opinions. There's a lot of control that happens in the social media and internet space that you don't have on outside without having the repercussion of that other person being able to control their self or their part of the situation. And I just feel that a lot of people fear that, right? They fear that the other person do have a choice to respond however they respond with the things that you do online, right? A lot of people don't they don't like the consequences, really, right? That's what I really just see what it is. They just don't like the consequences. But to bring it back to literally even that video with Tiana, that's Tiana Taylor, right? She's right. Protect your relationship, protect that you're growing and that connection that you have with each other. As of right now, they're in a safe space. You can see how the way that she's talking about this man, the way how she addressed him and how she expressed her feelings about him. Right. She's really in her safe space in his atmosphere. And she doesn't want to lose that. So exposing her how she feels in her relationship now, she doesn't feel like, she feel like she would ruin that. She would feel like it would probably bring it to the point where now we're doing it for the TV, we're doing it for the gram instead of doing it for ourselves. And then we all heard about that whole situation with her ex-husband too, right? So there's that other tidbit too that, that could be added to it. So she really just don't want no distraction. She really just want to enjoy the space that these two individuals in. A lot of people don't know that women really do value moments. It does, like that's things that women remembers, moments that they spend with people. This is why we always want to fucking take pictures and y'all don't want to take pictures with us and shit. And we take pictures of what we eat. Y'all be like, bitch, eat your food. Don't stop taking all these damn fucking pictures and shit. That's the reason why we do that, because women love moments. We live for moments and we want to remember them, right? So, that's just advice for some men who do care about what women like. A good moment a woman will always remember just as much as a bad moment. Guarantee you. Men
like taking pictures. We just don't like taking pictures as much as y'all do. Y'all take
Nah,
too
y'all
many
like.
pictures.
I mean, y'all take maybe 1 to 5 pictures with the homies, and maybe 1 or 2 pictures with your girl. But y'all ain't trying to. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, y'all ain't trying to take.
Y'all
About
taking
like
pictures of
3, 5
y'all
pictures.
food and the
I don't take pictures of my
sky.
food, but I mean, listen, I have girlfriends who take pictures of their food, and I be like, just eat the fucking food. Like, but that's just me though. That's just me.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
shout out to
Yeah, I
the
feel
ladies
you.
who the foodies.
Okay, let's look at this next video. Here we go. This is Lil Zane. Lil Zane, you heard of the rapper Lil Zane, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
He's
I
back
do
in the
remember
day. He was
Lil
back in the
Zane.
day, like 106 and Park Days
Mm-hmm.
and all that kind of
Yep, I remember Lil Zane. He had
So
like 1 or 2 hits.
yeah. So Lil Zane, Lil Zane, he this caption says Lil Zane tries to convince his wife Ashley not to get her breasts done because he doesn't want her to. Here we go.
You know I love you, right?
Yes.
No, like really love you, really, really love you.
Why are you saying it like that? Yes.
Okay, so let me ask this question without it being an argument. Okay, I know you went to your surgeon. You want to get this boob job.
Yes.
In 12 years we've been together.
Yeah.
Have I ever said I didn't like your breasts?
No.
So why the hell are you trying to change your body?
Are you being for real?
I'm being dead serious. Who the hell said something to you to make you want to change your body? Like,
Okay,
what person said, hey, you need to get some bigger titties? Like, who said that?
Well, first of all,
Because I didn't say that.
You don't have to say this is about me, like as a woman, and I've told you this.
Who are you comparing yourself to?
Well, one, I'm not comparing myself to anybody. I'm the one that looks at this body every single day.
I love your body. What's wrong with your body?
It's my body. Calm down. I've breastfed 2 children. I have a mom's body. This is something that I look at where I know what I used to
When I
look
one of them things, do I complain?
It's not about that. It's about how I want to feel. I've literally been telling this man for years that I wanted this surgery. And him sitting here bitching about what he wants, why don't you take control of your body and let me take control of mine? Period. I did have a consultation, and I had Erica come with me. Like,
Erica
okay,
got her boobs done?
yes, she's had a couple different things done.
Amy got her boobs done?
Yeah.
I feel like you start hanging out with the tight face crew and then you want to get a tight face. You want to walk around with a tight face like everybody else? Like what are you doing?
Like I said, we've talked about this before.
And Erica went with you, so she's encouraging it too. She's just like, yeah, girl, let's get the boobs done.
As a woman to a woman who understands, like,
why did you take her with you and not me?
I didn't want you to discourage me, like you're doing right now. You're making me feel like I'm doing something wrong.
I'm trying to encourage you to love yourself even more. How do I discourage you by trying to encourage you to love yourself more?
Why you grow your hair out?
I grow my hair, but it's my natural hair. I ain't walking around with a wig. I didn't go get a wig.
So what?
Titties is like a wig. Titties is like a wig. Women can get wigs and switch it up, but God gave you some breasts and He gave you the body you have. Why would you want to switch it up? I don't want to feel like I'm hugging on a blow-up doll when I'm kissing on my girl. Do my feelings even matter? Like I'm your husband.
Are you considering my feelings?
Yes.
So you're trying to tell me don't do it?
How much that surgery cost?
It's about what I want to do. If there's something I want to do in life, whether it was buy a house, buy a new car, if I want to buy new tits, be supportive of me.
Let's take this down a level. Can you hold my hand? Listen. All I'm saying, baby, is I think that you're beautiful the way you are. I feel like if I need to tell you beautiful more, I tell you beautiful more.
That's not going to stop me from wanting to get my tits done.
If my consideration means anything to you, I ask you to reconsider going under the knife and doing something to your beautiful body. But if you feel like that's really a need for you, then so be it. I'm here to support. I love you.
I love you too.
I just want you to be safe.
I want you to be safe too, leaving strip clubs at 4 a.m. with a pocket full of money and jewelry. So maybe you should reconsider those things too.
You know I love you.
No Cap-tivity.
I'm gonna let you go first. He don't want her to get her breasts done. He don't want her to get what? Her butt done? What was she getting her breasts done?
She's just getting a breast augmentation.
Okay.
So she wants, it seemed like she just want like a partial mommy makeover.
Mm-hmm.
She wants her breasts to be lifted because she nursed children and shape and natural sagging and age, that's what happens when you have kids. So she wants nice perky breasts or breasts that she used to have before she had children. I understand his point, and then I understand her point too, right? Um, for him, it doesn't matter, right? For him, he likes her exactly the way he is. It's no biggie to him. However, it is in a way undermining what she wants for herself because she has consistently said, even in that conversation, that I'm doing this for me. And his answer is, you don't have to do it for you. You should do it for me. And this is just what I want. Right. Um, I think that he should have took a better route of doing that, not undermining how she feeling about herself, not undermining that maybe, with more time, I would have did. This is what I would have done if I was him. Strategically, I would be like, listen, how about this? Here's the compromise. How about we give it a couple more months and see if you still feel that way? Now, she said that she'd been saying it for years, but like, be like, hey, listen, I will go with you to a few consultations with a few different doctors. We will look at certain sizes and things of that sort, and let's come back and try to address this in a couple of months and still see if you feel the same. Have a real understanding about the recovery time. Have the real understanding when you start to get the sensation back from your breasts, right, or your nipples and stuff like that, right? Are you prepared to have the risk for having these things in your body, right? Because it is foreign. You can get sick when you have those type of surgeries. Open up your body like that, you take risks to bring in other things. Like, have those type of conversations. When you frame it and as, well, it's what I want and it's only for me and that should just be good, that's, like I said, that's belittling to her. Oh, my camera. I think my camera froze. I'm sorry, Freezy. You want to pull
That's
me
okay.
down?
It's okay. Okay, I'll pull you down until you get it right if you want me to. But no, you can keep talking if you want to.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I just think that he should have went about it in a different way because now it looks like it's only for his benefit and she's not a part or included in what is beneficial to both of them, right? And that's why she threw that little slideness in the back. When you go spend money or you go out with a whole bunch of money in your pocket going traveling to different clubs and stuff like that, and that's dangerous, you can probably recalibrate how you move and how you do things, right? She brung out those things as a tick for tat because of how she felt that he was undermining that this is something that she wanted to do for herself, right? It didn't have anything to do with this is how you like, and that she's trying to take away something that you like. You know what I'm saying? She really wants to feel a certain type of way about herself, right? So I felt that it would have been a better direction that he could have led the conversation, and he probably would have gotten a different response from her, where she would kind of had understood it as, this is not only necessarily just because of what I want, I'm also thinking about the risks that can happen by you having this procedure, and that it's not all rainbows and sunshine just because your friends was able to get this done and they came out, with their life. There's a lot of women who try to get this done and they came out deformed or losing their life or getting sick 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year after, right? Let's really look at if this is really something that you want to do and not something that is in the moment where you think that you have to be walking around with perky boobs as if you was 20 years old.
Okay, so I got a question before I give my take on it. What's the difference between a breast job what's the difference between implants and breast augmentation? Is there a difference?
Yes, it is. So
what's the difference?
with breast plants, you would get a certain type of silicone that is pretty much growing your breast. Like, you, for example, you might be an A cup and you want to be a nice natural C, right? So you'll get a silicone that gives you the actual shape of a C, right? Where for augmentation, you don't necessarily have to get a cup depending on how much sagging your boobs are. You can actually get a procedure where they will pull up the muscle in your breast and pretty much lift it, right? Lift it where they're pulling up and tighten the muscle that's in your breast to your shoulder, so you can still have that uplifting effect, and you might not necessarily have to get a silicone or implant in there, right? So that's what an augmentation is. It's more about sculpting. So whether or not she's getting an implant, I don't know, or if she's getting an augmentation, neither way, both of these surgeries is still a certain amount of risk. You can get blood clots. You can have an allergic reaction to the silicone of the implants. After a while, those things have to be changed out too, right? There's certain upkeep. You still have to work out. There's so many things that's behind that. That it's just not like one snip and it's done. And I just feel that with that type of knowledge, more women would decide whether or not if it's actually worth it, even if they would like perky boobs, even if they would like their boobs to go back to how they used to be before they had children. They might decide that it might not be worth them right now, you know?
Okay, so I got a somewhat different take than you do. I think her mindset that we just witnessed, it was more suited towards her being single. I do think that she should take what her husband had to say into consideration. I'm gonna tell you why, because like at the end of the day, the person that's supposed to desire you the most is your husband. If your husband is telling you, hey, listen, I like you better like this, I don't want you to get anything done to yourself. And then he said something about you've been hanging around your tight face. That was crazy. A tight face group, whatever. But she wasn't saying anything about getting anything done to her face, was it?
No, but he was alluding to that the women that she's around are women who are changing
her.
a lot of things about their natural features. And in his mind, he believes that she just wants to fit in with the rest of her friends. She wants to be on a trend that the rest of her friends are doing, and it's not really necessarily what she wants.
What if she gets the procedure done and he likes her less? Isn't that important? That's important. Like, I think she should consider that. Like, okay, if my husband is telling me he doesn't want me to get this procedure done because he really loves the way I look now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Women might think this is strange, but some guys like women's titties after they have, like, after birth. Like some guys like that. They like that look. You know what I'm saying? They turns them on, you know. What if he desires her less after she gets, you know, this cosmetic stuff?
Now, of course, that would have a problem, you know, or could potentially cause a problem in their marriage due to the simple fact that he will probably believe, or he could possibly believe or feel that will allow him to go out to go get the real thing because he doesn't have the real thing anymore, right? Yeah. Especially, let's say, if he's a breast man, right? But I'm just going to play devil's advocate a little bit. That type of situation of him not liking his woman anymore is the same as when, let's say, women gain a certain amount of weight, right? Gain a certain amount of weight that's unappealing to their husband and things of that sort, or vice versa. If a man goes bald or he gains weight, he gets love handles and stuff like that. If now I understand the attractive part, but a lot of the attraction that you're supposed to have within the relationship is supposed to eventually move away from always being superficial and move into the more deeper or you know, emotional internal level between each other, right? That's where the attraction should eventually move into the relationship. So if it's really still on the full end of the superficial, then I think there's things that's going on in that relationship outside of that.
MJ, you know that was some bullshit, right?
No, it's not.
MJ, listen, we are men. and we still like ass and titties, okay?
No Cap-tivity.
We still love, we listen, it doesn't go away once we fall in love and even get married. Like men, we like women's assets. We like our women's assets. We like to feel on them, look at them,
But that's the thing. Women access or assets is going to change during time. So you either have the option, and this is every option for a man. Men can literally marry a woman and her physique is exactly what they like right then and there, have kids, and then her physique is no longer the type of physique that he would initially go after if he was trying to pursue. The whole point that usually men will marry that woman or settle with that woman because it wasn't only about her physical assets that he liked. He genuinely created a connection with her that transcends her body, right? So my understanding is that it has to get to a point. I'm not trying to say that you're not supposed to be physically appealing to your mate. I think that that's something that everybody would
Yeah, because
want.
what if she gained 500 pounds? I mean, that's a different story,
I mean, some big women need love too, right? And there's a lot of chubby chasers who love them some big women, BBW. They know they're getting that good chicken.
It's a difference between a BBW and my 600-pound life. There's different.
Hey, you know what? Don't be snubbing the 600-pound wife because they stay with men. Okay.
Yeah, you made a good point just then. Yeah, you're right. You absolutely. I never really thought about that.
Stay with a man. I don't think so.
You're right. But I just think that the mission would be failed if she gets the surgery and her husband he doesn't like the after as much as the before, right? But I think I'm gonna tell you why I think she feels like he's full of shit and he's lying, because she kind of threw a jab and said, and you need to stay out of the strip club. So basically his wife is saying, obviously you like those type of bodies because you go to the strip club all the time. And
that's another thing too, right? Because his words are not lining up with his actions. If you if you can be around women who probably have breast augmentation, BBLs, and everything under the sun that is fake, and you find that as entertainment and fun and joyful, then to come home and tell your woman that she has to be completely the opposite, she can probably feel, she could probably feel a kind of way. She can also kind of feel like maybe you're purposely telling me not to change myself, not because you think I'm perfect the way I am, it's because you don't want nobody else to be interested if I start looking or having the same assets of other women that other men are going after. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that can be an element of that too. Probably another reason why she addressed the situation the way that she did. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, like, are you purposely trying to tell me not to better myself? Because if you really think about it, she believes that having this procedure is her bettering herself. Whether if it is or not, she believes she's doing something for herself, which is in the act of self-love. Now you're telling her as her mate who should want the best for her and to want her to act within self-love, because that means she can love you properly when she do that. You're now telling her that it's wrong for her to do this. You know what I'm saying?
I could see how that could be misleading, and I understood his wife's point when she landed with that towards the end of the clip. Then I was like, okay, that to me that was the full context. That's why she wasn't taking him serious, because man, you always in the strip club. Obviously, you like BBLs and breast and tit jobs and stuff like that. So
right,
you like tight faces and stuff, right? So
you like them tight faces. You like, you know what I'm saying? The slight, slurped up cheeks and all that stuff. Like,
but then again, he's probably in the strip club so much. When he comes home, he wants to see something different. So I could see that too.
Yes.
I don't know how he would convince her of that, because if he's in the strip club frequently, his wife is probably saying, obviously that's what you like. But I can kind of see. Go ahead, MJ.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say that I can see that unless there's not an understanding that he's in the strip club because he's still promoting his music, right? A lot of starting artists and stuff like that, that's where they went. They went to strip clubs and stuff like that so they can preview their music. So if the strippers can get down with your shit, it's a bop in a strip club, you know that's gonna find his way to make airtime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So unless that is addressed and that's and she knows that conversation, then yes, I would agree that she would think that he likes being around those women.
Okay, so let's react. We got 2 more videos we're gonna react to, and then I'm gonna open up the call lines for the question of the night I have, or if somebody wants to call in and comment on one of the videos that we actually reacted to tonight, that's fine too. But this is the next video. Let me raise it up a little bit until MJ comes back. Here we go. So this is Shedeur Sanders. This is a quick video. Shedeur Sanders, he checks a sports journalist because he's saying this particular sports journalist is always saying negative stuff about him. Here we go.
Tony, I be hoping you got something positive to say about me. You always say negative stuff about me. And I'm like, I ain't do nothing to you. No. I ain't seen nothing positive that you ever said. I did something positive every day. What I'm saying, come on, Tony. What I do to you, Tony?
So, MJ, I think you and I both had our share of people saying negative things about us. And I think we have experience in that. Shout out to Von Bryant. Shout out to the neighborhood sweetheart, Cassandra B. Gray Matter, great to see you. Shout out to True Bleed, Paul Bunyan, Travel One, everybody that's Omega Dress. Thank you for everybody coming through. I appreciate y'all. How have you migrated to handling people saying negative things about you, MJ?
Let's see. I don't pay that shit no more. I mean, it was at one point that I did care or had a concern when I thought that person was valuable. But when I don't think that person is valuable, nothing that they say can offend me anymore, really.
You know what I realized, MJ? This is social media, and it's social. It's social 24/7. 24 hours of the day, 7 days a week, it's social. And a part of that, a part of that social climate is going to be I would argue it's more negative than positive on social media. I think it's more negative than positive on social media. And so
I agree. But I say that only because that is what most people are gravitating to. If you go to certain platforms that always have a certain element of negativity, that is what you're getting. So you're actually putting yourself in that algorithm to see all that negative content. If you don't want to see it, you don't have to see it, right? You can look at more positive outcomes, positive relationship, positive conversations, positive discussions, positive debates. They're out there, right? They're out there. I just think that people just have to admit where they get their entertainment source from. And that goes back to self-reflection.
Well, I think that most people do gravitate to the negative stuff is because most people are naturally negative. Like on the inside, I think most people are naturally negative and dark, and they just live in a dark place, and misery loves company. I think that's the biggest story of life with people. I just think that that's how most people are. So when if I encounter that personally about myself at this point in my life, MJ, it's not even a surprise anymore. One thing I realized, I realized this a long time ago, MJ. We can't make everybody happy, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You just can't make everybody happy, and people are gonna have their their own way of doing things in life, and they're gonna have their own wishes for you and their own viewpoints and everything. But the deciding factor on if two people can actually get along for long term, in my humble opinion, is the respect factor. I think if two or more people that comes together on a frequent basis, if they can maintain that respect factor, they could operate functionally. But I just don't think most people have respect. I don't think most people even care about the respect factor,
I think that people have a warped idea of what respect is, right? A lot of people put respect as in you have to agree with everything that they say, you have to believe what they believe, and you have to move the way they move for them to respect you. And that is not respect, right? That is, in a sense, that's somewhat like control. Respect is acknowledging other things outside of what you agree with, how you move, and how you conduct yourself, and validating it as it's appreciative to that person, even though it is not conducive to my life. That is respect. So until people re-educate themselves about what respect truly is and how that really looks, we're going to have that problem. There's no sense for me to disrespect anyone that I know that I would not want to share spaces with, because I don't go out of my way to put myself around people I don't want to share spaces with. If I know that I don't align with them and that it is nothing beneficial by me being in proximity to them, they are no longer of existence to me. So I have no business, answering or talking or even worrying about what they got going on. So the simple fact that you want to know what's going on with people that you say that you don't like, you don't fuck with, you don't agree with, is all on the basis of you actually want to be around these motherfuckers, but you just want them to move the way that you want to move, which will go back to control.
That's a fact. And that's the part of control I had to actually let go. Like you can't make everybody happy, because I'm naturally the type of person, if people are around me, I want everybody to just get along. I want to try to make everybody happy. I want to try to appease everybody, but you just can't. You naturally being yourself, you're going to say something that somebody don't like, and it's not you that don't know how to that doesn't know how to handle the situation. It's the other person that doesn't know how to respond to your point of view. And now you're having to, I'm just tired of babysitting motherfuckers, man. I'm sorry, MJ. I'm just tired. I'm tired of
no Cap-tivity.
I just can't, just, it's better for me to just not be around you. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what, that comes
I don't mean you no harm, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not finna keep going through this with you.
Yeah, but see, that comes with age and wisdom and experience, right? You realize that if you need to leave the room, leave the fucking room, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different when you're younger. When you're younger, you still have that sense of seeking validation, wanting to be respected by others, a lot of their opinions about you and how you operate affects you, especially if you can side with being a perfectionist or even with a leader, right? Because being a leader is being able to deal with the accolades and the feedback, the negative feedback that comes with your leadership.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people cannot handle the negative feedback, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't look at it as criticism, healthy criticism either. So it's going to be a problem. So maturity tells you that, if I'm not validated or this is not the type of space that I want to be in, then I'm just going to remove myself because I no longer have the energy to guide you and walk you through, being an adult. You got to do that on your own.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You have a responsibility to yourself to protect your mind and your peace. Shout out to Travel One. She said, "Protect your peace, ladies." I think everybody need to protect their peace.
Everybody got to protect their peace. Awesome men too.
Yeah,
Men too.
I
Y'all got to
agree with
protect
that.
your peace. Y'all got to know how. And the one thing to protect your peace, you have to realize what that looked like. And until you realize what that looked like, you ain't protecting your peace. I'm just
MJ, some people don't give a damn about peace. Some people care more about clout and attention than peace. They'll rather have the primary. They'll rather have the clout and the attention than the peace.
Oh, absolutely.
Damn the peace. Let's get some disruption going on. Let's get some chaos going on. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because there's people who are naturally melodramatic, right? And then the study shows that 20% of our adult population is narcissists. So that is important to them and is growing day by day with the social media, the influencing content creation, all that, right? So this have become the new norm of what is important.
That's awesome. Let's react to the next video. This is the last video we're going to be reacting to. This is do you remember when Halle Berry, the actress,
Halle Berry.
Exactly. Do you remember when she was married to let me take out some time. Shout out to my sister 907 Goodies. What's up, 907? It's great to see you, sis. She said, "Hey y'all, looking good, Freezy." Shout out to you too, sis. My beautiful sister. Shout out to 907. Great to see you,
yes,
sis.
It's so good to see you.
And I love you. I love you, sis.
I was watching your live earlier, Good Eats. Shout out to you.
I love 907, man. I'd kill somebody about 907, man. That 907 is awesome. Do you remember when Halle Berry was married to David Justice, the MLB player, the Major League Baseball player?
Yes, I do.
So David Justice recently spoke out, and it's kind of interesting. He recently spoke out about why he dissolved his marriage with Halle Berry. Because for a long time, people demonized him, and basically they said he left his wife and blah blah blah. And I want you to hear what he said. He's spoken out, and in 2025, he finally wants us to hear his point of view, and I want to hear what's your take on what he had to say. Here we go.
All right.
And I mean, hey, she asked me to marry her after knowing me for 5 months, and I mean, I said okay. I didn't want to make her feel bad and say no, or like I was just in the moment. It caught me off guard. But I was like, cool, we getting along, we vibing. We're only 5 months in, we still in the honeymoon state. And then all of a sudden, that followed up. I met Halle in May of 1992. So you talking about, then we got married January 1st, 1993. Damn. Right? And, but we spent a lot of time apart because she was doing movies in this country, that country. And we honestly, we probably, and I mean, hey, she asked me to marry her. Could have made it. If I knew about therapy, if we knew about therapy, we probably could have made it, because we never had any major issues like that. It's just that because I was young and had only been in, honestly, one real relationship before her, my knowledge and my understanding, my wisdom around relationships just wasn't vast. So I'm looking at my mom, and a wife at that time should cook, clean,
traditional,
and then I'm thinking, okay, if we have kids, is this the woman I want to have kids with and build a family with? And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly. And then we start having issues. Could have made it. I'll say this. We never had any issues about other women, other men. I mean, like, I was never tripping when, I was tripping one time when she.
Oh no, I got one time I was tripping.
At one time, because I didn't understand it. When we were out to lunch in LA, and I remember I'm from Cincinnati, man. I ain't even in LA scene like that. And she see an actor that she worked with one time, and he came in, hey, kissed him on the lips.
Oh.
What are we doing around here?
Was he European or American? I'm confused.
American.
What the fuck is going on here?
Oh, so I know this is going to be a conversation. So we get home and I ask about that. Oh, that's what we do in LA. Oh, okay then. So now her manager and I used to go to this restaurant all the time. I had a young lady at the front seat us all the time. We went there so much, she became so friendly. We got the hugging her every time we come in. Hey, how you doing? Just regular hug. Take Halle and his wife to lunch one time. I'll say this. We never had any issues about other women, other men. I mean, like, I was never tripping when, I was tripping one time when she.
Oh no, I got one time I was tripping.
At one time, because I didn't understand it. When we were out to lunch in LA, and I remember I'm from Cincinnati, man. I ain't even in LA scene like that. And she see an actor that she worked with one time, Halle and his wife, to lunch one time. I said, Halle, this is such and such. This is Halle, right? Halle looked at that girl, saw how fine she was. Man, she gave her one of them, like, barely touched her hand, right? Just played her crazy. I was embarrassed, I was like, but wait, hold on. I just hugged the girl.
Right.
You kissed this dude. Halle and his wife.
So that's David Justice finally giving his take on why him and Halle Berry didn't work out. He said that, first of all, she asked him to marry her, and he said he went ahead and did it. He was young. And he said when he took a step back to look at everything as a whole, he said he was used to being around, I think he was talking about his mom or whatever, I don't know. I think he said he was in a relationship before that. He was used to a woman cooking and clean. He said Halle Berry was not the type of woman that he felt like could actually keep a house and, be a good mother to the kids. And that was a big deciding factor also as well, why he decided to leave her. And he talked about her antics as far as like them being out and her meeting people. And one incident in particular where she kissed a man on the lips and she told him that's just what we do in Hollywood. Now that you know David Justice's side, are you more understanding on why he left Halle Berry, or because he didn't say there was any infidelity going on or anything. He just
yes, I can understand why he left Halle Berry, only for the simple fact that when he was young, he was attracted to her exposure, her fame, her networking abilities, and that is not what he was looking for in a wife. The lifestyle that she has is not conducive for him. It is not for the faint of heart to be a spouse to anyone who is a celebrity or works in media. It's not for the faint of heart, right? There is a different type of lifestyle than what regular civilians, live. And she is not your mom, but you knew that. That's why you was dibbling and dabbling in her environment where she rolls at. You was not looking for a woman like your mom at that time. You appreciate now what a woman like your mom is now of older age. But that's not what you was looking for back then. So you got what you wanted. You eventually found out that that's not what you want, and you left the situation.
I think that if he was raised around a woman like that, I think he always wanted somebody like his mom. But at a young age, especially a young man, we're so superficial. And then he looked at it like, oh, this is Halle Berry. At the time, Halle Berry was like I think she was on a magazine. She was considered one of the six.
Yes, she was the sexiest woman alive around the time that they were together and in a relationship.
Right.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like you know what it was. You knew why you was attracted to her. You knew that she was at the prime of her career, right? That played a part in your decision of marrying her within 5 months. Even though you're now explaining that you wasn't even too sure about that because you was in the honeymoon stage and y'all didn't really know each other like that and know the ins and outs of each other if this was going to actually be something that's going to work. I don't necessarily blame him and I don't necessarily blame her either. I just feel that they got together at the wrong time. He wasn't mature enough, and she, at that time, I guess she wasn't trying to pull back on some of the things that she does as an actress, being in the media and stuff like that, that is normal to that type of society. She wasn't able to make the sacrifice for that. So it was a lot of, I guess, unconscious miscommunication, especially when when he was referencing she kissed the guy, in front of him, and that was on the lips. And your husband's there, but then he gave a girl a hug.
That was kind of a little far fetched, though. Your wife kissing another
absolutely.
dude on the lips.
Absolutely. But like, I'm not gonna front. They do a lot of that stuff in Hollywood. Like, if you really look at them in Hollywood, a lot of them date amongst each other. Look at Bruce Willis. Like, Bruce Willis was it. Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher was married to Demi Moore. It's like 3 other actresses that Bruce Willis had children with. They all literally just date amongst each other, back and forth across different freaking houses. So that's just that's that type of environment. And he doesn't want that. He didn't want that. I see he's a married man now. He probably got someone that is more in his speed.
Yeah, I think here's my thing. I think that he liked her. Obviously, he liked the way she looked. He liked the fact that she was highly coveted and desired by other men. Men like that, Women like that too. Men and women like people that other people want. This just, most people don't want their significant other to be undesirable. If you 9 times out of 10, if you desire your significant other people do too. So he had at the time considered the sexiest woman in the world or whatever, blah blah blah. Shout out to Prime and what's going on, Prime. But and shout out to Peaches De Leon. But I do think he always like, as far as like a wife, I don't understand. And I think he was flattered that a woman asked him to marry her. Like that, I think it probably played on his ego, and he really liked it that. What man wouldn't, at that time when you younger, what man wouldn't be flattered, or just what man wouldn't be blown away or have their ego shoot to the roof if Halle Berry asks you to marry her? You know, what young man would,
No
you know what
one.
I'm saying?
Listen, at that particular time, the way how men was fawning over Halle Berry, there would have been men that would have married Halle Berry within 5 days.
Yeah.
You know, if they could, right? So, like I said, what he did is not necessarily far fetched. It's just that while he was growing in the marriage, he realized that, you know, she wasn't really conducive to his life or the life that he wanted to have with someone or share with someone in matrimony. My only issue is just like, you know, why now? You know what I'm saying? Because she has gotten a lot of backlash for a lot of marriages that didn't work. Even dealing with Eric Benet with his sex addiction and stuff like that, being played by that I forgot that white model or something like that, where she had about I think 1 kid or 2 kids with him, and it was literally like, you know, somewhat of a situationship, you know, and then have to pay palimony to him. So it's just like, you know, why now in this era of her life that you want to do a tell-all podcast and be relevant when you could have spoke your piece a long time ago?
Well, that's a good question. I'm thinking, well, to be fair, he was a part of a sports podcast. I think it was All the Smoke with what's the guy's name? Steven Jackson, and I forgot the other guy. Steven Jackson. I forgot. I always forget the other something. Matt Barnes. I think it's Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. They have this podcast called All the Smoke, and they play NBA basketball. So it was a sports podcast, and quite naturally, you know, Halle Berry is probably going to come up if David Justice is sitting down having an interview or whatever. If he was on my show, I probably would ask him about Halle Berry or whatever. But here's the thing. Back to what I was saying earlier, MJ. I just think that this goes to show that when men and women are desiring to get married, eventually, the person that you might marry, they might not be your poster person that you would actually put up on your wall. You know, the superficial look, perfect cheekbone, perfect, you know, catalog, you know. I think when people actually think about marriage, it should be more of what you were saying earlier in the podcast. Like, you know, you don't want the person to be just strictly undesirable, but when he's talking about wanting a woman that will cook and clean and all that kind of stuff, a lot of the women that these athletes desire, they ain't. I'm just saying, like, they too busy trying to get floor seats, courtside seats and stuff. I don't think a lot of women is just homebodies, and a lot of these women, you know, they're in these places trying to be seen by these high profile athletes and all that kind of stuff. I just don't see a lot of women, you know, men actually seeing a lot of women in these places that taking pride in cooking and cleaning. I just don't see that, you know. So that's as far as that being concerned, I just think that men have to be realistic. Women have to be realistic when choosing their mate, especially a spouse, right? It's like for him to say, "Oh, Halle Berry, you know, I just didn't see her as a mother figure." The lady was she's one of the most sought after actresses in the world. What make you think she finna clean the house and cook? And she ain't finna be doing that. You know, she was who she was expected to be, a trophy wife. She was your trophy wife. She's a great wife to actually bring in a room on a business deal, or if you trying to secure a new contract and you got Halle Berry on your shoulders and so. I think he was thinking like that too at the time. You got Halle Berry on your arm. And you know, it could serve as being very effective during a business deal or something. But as far as cooking and cleaning, I don't even know why he said that in 2025. You know, come on, bro. I mean,
yeah. So
did you really expect for your marriage with Halle Berry to be domestic?
And if he did, it would be based on his ego, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I have the most sought out woman in the world who can probably get a man that probably have more resources than I have and probably maybe even look 10 times better than me, but she chose me. And to be able to get that woman that every man want to fawn over and give her diamonds and rings and all that stuff like that, for her to be in servitude of me because she loves me. That was his ego, right?
Yeah.
Because he could have had literally looked at her lifestyle and realized that that's not her makeup. You know what I'm saying? A she's an artist, she's an actress, she's a businesswoman, she's about her craft. She always been about her craft. And at that time in her life, she wanted to be married, she wanted to be loved. That's nothing wrong with that. But she wasn't ready to settle down as in what she would need to do for him to be married for him, right?
Mhm.
Because she can always find a man that's on the go just as much as her and about their business, and that will work for her because they're both very busy. So they will just use their time that they do have with each other and make it as special as possible. But they really got their own thing going on. You know what I'm saying? And that wouldn't have been a problem. That's not what he want. When he talks about cooking and cleaning and things of that sort, he's talking about acts of servitude. That is a part of his love language, which he wasn't able to express to her correctly back in that time.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Could you ever see yourself asking a man to marry you? Truthfully.
Nope.
Why not? Halle Berry did it. You know what all women in America, you know what all men in America are going to start saying after seeing David Justice's interview? If Halle Berry could do it, you can too.
No Cap-tivity.
Yeah, not going to happen. Ever.
Why wouldn't you propose to a man that you really like? This is the guy. You really could see yourself with this man for the rest of your life, and you just don't want him to get away. What if he gets away, MJ?
Then he wasn't mine to begin with.
Why y'all say that?
Because it's the truth.
Why? Because he didn't propose to you?
No, it's not necessarily about him proposing as in, hurrying up and trying to grab you and take you off the market. It's just that when you start to understand men mindset, men go after what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So if he ain't going after trying to marry you, he don't want to marry you. So now you as a woman is putting yourself in a position to always be an option for that said individual. And you're going to be probably doing all the emotional and physical and manual labor to keep that relationship alive because that's what you want and not what he want or what y'all both want. And that's a situation that's going to be negative and you're going to take an L from if you set yourself up in that way as a woman.
I agree with that. I agree. I don't think in most cases it's wise to ask a man to marry you.
It's not wise. You're literally, if you asking a man to marry you, if you're asking a man to marry you, you're pretty much saying, I am willing to give you everything without the promise or the certainty that you're about to give me what I want. You really literally can literally give me absolutely fucking nothing, but I will give you everything. And that's what it reads.
So the question of tonight is, speaking of marriage, and everybody that's watching, I want everybody to think about this question. Please call in. Please call in and answer this question. MJ is going to be the first one to answer it. But the question of tonight is, hold on, let me play my timpani. Could you move forward and marry a person that you grew to love? Could you move forward and marry this person if they admitted to you that they were madly, hopelessly in love with a person before you? Could you live the rest of your life with this person? But before you answer that question, MJ, you need to sign up for YouTube Perks, because aren't you a part of the YouTube Partner Program?
I am.
You need to sign up. You need to check your email and sign up for YouTube Perks, because guess what? They sent me this. I checked my YouTube Perks and
that's cute.
They sent me this.
Oh snap! Okay.
Isn't this dope?
Yes, cut.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this thing. They send them out for free, so it's just YouTube is like showing appreciation for you being a part of the YouTube partnership. You need anybody that's a part of the YouTube partnership. Y'all need to sign up for your YouTube Perks, and every month they send you like different perks. Like they might give you, like, before I neglected to cash in on I had a $15 Chipotle coupon that, I get it for $15 Chipotle coupon. But this month they was giving these out, but it was only giving 1,000 out. So it was like first come first serve. So I tried it, and I got my director's cut. Yeah.
That's so nice.
I love it.
It's
man.
cute. It's so cute.
But the question of tonight, I want y'all to call in. I want y'all to call in. Could you take somebody serious and actually eventually marry this person if they admitted to you that they were madly, hopelessly in love with a person before you, and they was the love of their life, and yeah, like it was just like intense? Would that affect you moving forward with that person? Could you actually marry that person? What about, I'm gonna talk to MJ until somebody actually call in. The number is 1-863-320-1242. Once again, the number is 1-863-320-1242. Go ahead, MJ. What do you think?
So let me ask you a question. Could you
go
marry? I know I hate to ask a question with a question, but I have to frame it in this way so I can get my statement out.
Okay.
Would you feel even more trustful marrying a person who been in many relationships or more than 5, and they said that they never was connected, or they never connected deeply with that person? They were never in love with that person. Do you think that that's also wise?
To trust that they're telling the truth?
To trust, well, not to trust that they're telling the truth, but do you think that's wise to get involved with someone if this person have never created a deep bond with anyone? Do you think that that is a valuable person that you think that you should align yourself with?
Yeah, because you might be the one.
No.
Nope. You might be, MJ, you might be special. What about that?
Nope.
MJ, you selling yourself too short.
Nope. We're not that special. All right. There's many loves in people's lives, right? I would prefer to know that someone has the capability to love than to take a risk of knowing that someone didn't have the capability to love anyone.
So, MJ, there's always going to be the first person that they fell in love with. Why can't you be that first person possibly?
I don't believe it. I don't
Why?
believe if you literally have enough evidence that this person have been in certain amount of relationships for a certain period of time, and for them to say that they were never in love with that person, but they was riding out for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, but it was never that deep connection like that. No, I am not going to believe that later on in life, the more later on in life, that now you're the quote unquote one. I'm sorry. I'm not for the fairy tale shit. I am not Cinderella. I am not Sleeping Beauty. I don't do that Disney shit anymore. So no, I think that it's better to understand that someone has the capability to love someone or try to love someone. Having that knowledge that they're capable of doing it is far better than having the knowledge that this person was not capable to form a deeper bond with anyone and expect that I'm so fucking special, which will be me stroking my own ego, that I am the one that's going to make him do that.
I think the way relationships are, especially nowadays, the reasons why people stay together could be so vast. It could be because of just possession, control, investment, money.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right? The reason why people could stay together for a long term could be more than just them being deeply in love with one another. And I do think it's possible for a man to meet MJ and have found a particular connection that he never had in any other woman before in his life, because there's only one MJ. There's only one MJ, and once he met MJ and he sat across the table and laughed and looked in MJ's eyes and actually connected with a person in a way he never connected before, because I do believe like people are like puzzles. And there is one piece out there that just is going to fit you damn near perfectly. And I think a lot of times people try to force their piece with somebody else's piece just because the piece might look pretty or something. It might got some extra gloss on it, you know. But I think that it's possible for somebody to meet you and a light bulb goes off, and they're like, you know, after there's so many meetings and so many conversations, they're lying in their bed and say, wow, I never connected with a person like I did MJ before. Ever. Ever. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's possible. You don't think that's possible, but I'm telling you that's
still like I said, I to me personally, I still believe that it's better to have known that someone has that capability than to know that that person was never ever able to do that before. I just think that is a little bit more of I don't want to say safe bet, because pretty much everything is a risk, right?
Yeah.
But but you understand that they can do it. That, you know, they can be able to link up and get close to someone in that way. So to go back to the original question that you asked me, would I feel a way about that, or would I continue to marry someone if I knew that they were madly in love with their ex? Yes, but there is stipulations to that. You can be madly in love with your ex, or you can still have feelings for your ex because this was somebody that was important to you in your life at one point of time. But it has to be explained that that is now over. You take it as a memory. You remember the memories that you had with that person, the experience that you had with that person, the connection that you felt with that person. But it has to be left as a memory. You have to be willing to move forward to start creating new memories with me. So if you're not in that mindset where you're open to create new memories with me, then no, I don't think it would be wise for anyone to openly go with a person who's still crushing on their ex in that way, because they're just sitting up there using you as a placeholder until they eventually have the ability to be with that woman that they want. So they just occupying their damn time until that space is available again. And I don't think that any woman should play a placeholder to nobody, right? Even if that's the person that you want.
I'm gonna be honest with you, sis. I couldn't do it. I'm gonna tell you why I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because even if they said, well, I'm not in love with them anymore, how I know that? How do I know that? I don't know that. You could be having dreams about this person. You know, what if we pass by this person in the store, in the mall, or something like that?
But that's the thing. You never really know.
Your heart might jump a beat, and I might not even know it.
But you never know, do you, Freezy? You have people can tell you, oh, I'm over my ex, I'm over my ex, I'm over my ex. And then all of a sudden, I'm going back to my ex. This ain't working. Or whatever not. You know what I'm saying? Like that has happened before. A lot of people will tell you whatever the hell they need to tell you to keep on sustaining that relationship and keeping, access to you. Right?
Yeah, they'll lie. They'll lie just to keep you.
Right, exactly. So again, we're dabbling in an environment that you really don't know until you fucking know, right? So I understand the reason why you don't think it's a good idea, because you want to use that as as a pregame to be like, all right, this is not going to work out because of this potential risk that she has a lot of still feelings for her ex, that eventually if he ever came back in her life, that she will potentially, run off with him if she had a second chance or a third chance to do it with him. Right? I get it. I understand.
Do you believe in soulmates?
Yes, I believe that you have numerous of soulmates.
Or you believe in more than one soulmate?
Mm-hmm,
hold on, you gotta explain that one. I ain't never heard that one now, MJ.
Well, I think that there's different soulmates in different time periods in your life. Okay. The girl that you crushed on when you was a teenager, right? You thought that girl was your soulmate at that time. Then here you are in your 20s and you realize things about this person that, you know what, they was the perfect person for me when I was a teenager, but not the perfect person for me when I was 20. And then it keeps on going on when you're in your 30s, your 40s, and hopefully you don't have to go on into your 50s and 60s, but you see where I'm going with, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I say that you do have certain soulmates in different points in your life. And people come in your life for certain reasons. And they'll leave for certain reasons. And then now you're with your wife, right? Mm-hmm. Who you love a lot, and you don't even see you continue doing this world without her. So, she's that kindred spirit.
So maybe it's a part of my insecurities, that I still got to work through. Maybe I need to ask my therapist about this, but I just couldn't handle if I knew definitively that my wife was just madly in love with another dude, like just crying and just couldn't see herself without him, and just, and let me make a stipulation. There's a difference between being in a relationship before and you just simply telling your significant other, oh, I love you too. And, it's cute. But the type of love I'm talking about some Titanic type shit. You know, I'm talking about like love and basketball type connection. No, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because do you see MJ? Do you see all of these hurt people online?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What's the chances of that person after they was hurt by the love of their life loving you the same way once they get with you, MJ? They got a chip on their shoulder once they get to you, MJ. But they still, you know, they still going on with the motions, and they might be even still willing to give their life a second chance to marry. I don't know. But I remember.
I mean, I guess I just think that.
What if you were to do, and then it's that one girl before you. He dated plenty of girls before you, but it's that one girl. Even if he didn't tell you about it, let's say your homegirl say, girl, I remember when he used to be in this relationship with Sheila. That boy used to cry over Sheila. He jumped on the hood of her car. Girl, it got bad. You didn't hear about Sheila, MJ? And you was like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Freezy. So, like, in that aspect, if you're in a relationship or trying to do something serious with an individual and they're continuously bringing up their ex, or everything there is referencing of things that they do with their ex, then I would think that would be a sign to let you know that they're not over their ex, right? Mm-hmm. There's a difference with someone is showing signs that they're not over their ex, and they will potentially give their ex the chance if they have access to them in that way again, than someone admitting that I really did love this person and I really wanted to be with this person, but that part of my life is over, and I will always love the moments that we have with each other, but I'm looking forward with my future and what I got set it up with you, right? So it's about us identifying what stage a person is in their life when we are getting together with them, right?
Yeah, that's
and you
true.
can tell if you ask the right questions. Are they ready to really move on? Or are they just looking to occupy their damn time until they can have access to the person that they want?
What's going on, Miss Bella? It's great to see you. El Cheapo said, been there, done that. I seen he was still checking her Instagram pictures and we was engaged. See, that's what I can't do that. Nah.
I just find that crazy because, you know, a lot of people are hooking up with people and stuff like that. And these people can literally be hooking up with people just for revenge, right? Like, you know, revenge dating.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Just hurrying up and getting themselves out there because they don't want to seem like they take an L. You don't know. You don't necessarily know where that person is in their life, only depending on how they're moving when you're trying to start something with them, right? You'll start to get little signs and things of that sort, and then you'll realize, I'm just a revenge, what's the name, or whatever. Not. You're going to take a risk regardless, and I just don't think that you can put yourself in a mindset where you have that so much anxiety over the shoulda, couldas, and wouldas, because, like I said, people going to do whatever the hell they want to do regardless.
Mel said most people can identify with puppy love, first love, etc. I think most people, that's most people's past relationships. Not necessarily, puppy love is kind of too superficial, but I understand what Mel is saying. Shout out to you, Mel, in the building. But I think that most people, the relationships that they've been in, okay, back to your point, MJ, even if somebody been in a relationship 5 times, I think most people have not actually experienced true love before. I think most people have sex and they get possessive and they get attached. Like, being attached to somebody, to me, is different than being madly in love with somebody. To me, that's different. You know, I can deal with you being attached to somebody because, you know, y'all hooked up and y'all decided to be committed to one another and stuff like that. But madly in love is a totally different thing. That's totally different, you know. And like if I found that out, I don't think I can handle that. I'm not finna be the guy that you know, that you just, you know, decided to go ahead and settle down. I mean, it's okay to settle down. It's okay to settle down. I don't know what else. Go ahead.
No. I understand what you're talking about, right? Because there's a difference between saying you settle and then saying that you're content with the person that you chose. Yeah. Because settle has a negative connotation to it, whereas when you're content, it has a more positive. You chose this person for all their great attributes and not settled with this person because of their lack of certain attributes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get what you meant about the whole settling part. But again, you know, a lot of people don't marry their first loves. You know, there's very few in between, you know, high school sweethearts that got married that are still married to this day. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, right? But it's very few. That's just the nature of society today, really.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Most people that get together, I don't believe most people are good for each other. I don't believe that most people, when they get together, they have true connections. I think, you know, most people get attached to each other through just being around each other enough times, or cut through having conversations several times, and just getting to know one another, and then eventually the sex is what kind of like seals the deal when you're intimate, you know. And then a lot of times people stay together because they don't want to start over. That's another thing. Like a lot of people just stay together and they patronize the other person because they've invested so much time. A lot of people just don't have the energy to start over. So they'll just try to see where this go with this person. It's not that they're truly madly in love. They just don't want to start over, man. You know, it's convenient. You know, the guy, the guy might got some good dick, or the girl might got some good coochie. And we laugh together, and it's cool. It ain't nothing that I need to complain about right now. It's all right, I just see it out because I don't feel like starting over. I think that's why most people end up in like 2-year relationships, 3-year relationships, even 5-year relationships, But I would go as far as, shout out to Yvette Marie. Thank you for your super cap. I'm gonna read it in 1 second. Shout out to Wife School in the building too. But I don't believe that most people have actually experienced like true love. What do you think about that, MJ?
Yes, I agree with you. I don't think most people have experienced true love. There's a thing called limerence, and I told you about the three forms of relationships between men and women. The relationship of lust, the relationship of utility, and the relationship of kindred spirit. And I'll say more today. A lot of people are not experiencing the kindred spirit part.
Mm-hmm.
More people are experiencing the relationship of utility and the relationship of lust. But I wouldn't necessarily say, too much trash the very temporary connections that people do have, right? Like we had conversations with complete strangers, and sometimes they were very impactful. That was a connection, right? Even it was momentarily, and you might not even see each other ever again. So I don't want to necessarily undermine all forms of connection and put a cookie cutter definition on what a connection really is.
MJ, we do have our first caller. I think it's my brother JT. What's going on, JT?
It is your brother JT. What's going on?
It's my brother JT. What's going on, bro? What's up?
This is new. This is something new right here. I didn't know if my boy Freezy done went back to the call in.
Hey man, you know, I'm just trying to.
But how you doing it, boy?
Trying to do something different, bro. You know.
Yes,
But what do you got to say? Shout out to JT in the building.
No Cap-tivity.
JT, what about the question of tonight? Could you marry someone? And MJ, you could chime in whenever you want to. Could you marry someone if they were if you knew they were madly, hopelessly in love with someone before you?
Yeah. Absolutely, I could do that.
Okay, why? Go ahead, tell me why. Because I said I couldn't. So.
Yeah, I could. Now, if it was at a point where they was talking about somebody that was, within, 6 months of being with me, then they haven't tied anything up. But if we've talked and I hear that woman talk about the first time she was madly in love with somebody, and she gave me the history of it, yeah, it kind of tells me a lot about who she is. Tells me a whole lot about who she is. Now, if they still in love and madly in love, you're gonna find out real fast, right? Even when you hear people talk about their past, you can hear if they're talking about it in pain or if they're talking about it in passing, right? That's the difference. If that was one of the biggest things that we used to look at as men. We used to tell each other how you can tell if a woman is still involved with somebody because of how she talks about that past person that she was in a relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if she's talking about it with so much passion and angst, and she's still bitter about it, yeah, you may not want to be in a relationship with her at that point. But if she's talking about it and she's just telling a story, kind of like how, people write books and things like that, yeah, I mean, it can happen.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you another question after I read this super cap, JT.
Super chat.
Shout out to my sister Yvette Marie. Thank you for your $5 super cap, Yvette. She said, Freezy. She just hollering at her brother Freezy.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to you, Yvette. Yvette, thank you for your super cap. If anybody would like their voices to be heard from the chat, you can either send a super cap like Yvette did or a cash cap to $Freezy no cap, $Freezy no cap. The PayPal is no Cap-tivity with freeze without the Y. No Cap-tivity with freeze without the Y. What JT, what if, okay, even if they're being honest with you and you're saying that's a positive thing, and you said as long as they're not being bitter, but how do you know that the love of their life isn't still that person, that dude? How do you know that for a fact?
You don't.
That shit's scary though. But you said you can move forward under those conditions.
It's about how they
the reason
move
being
with
is
you.
because of the conversation that we would have. Like when I talk to women that I'm interested in, and we have some very extensive conversations, and there are multiple conversations that we end up having. So, I have to listen. You have to listen intently when you're having these conversations with them, and you'll know. You would definitely know if you're listening intently. If they're saying that they, like I said, if they're still having these feelings, you're going to see those feelings come out because they're not going to talk about their past objectively. They're going to talk about it as if it's still happening. So you will understand it once you talk intently with them, and you will understand that they got some damn issues. Like it's going to tell you a lot about what you have to look forward to. Because if I'm hearing a woman telling me that she was madly in love with a nigga that was in prison, right? That's gonna tell me I don't need to be with her because you was, this nigga was doing some more goofy ass shit, and you was madly in love with this guy. So then it's gonna be a reflection on you. Like, what am I doing with you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the things that you listen for is, what value did that guy that she had in her past have? And why was it that she was so madly in love with him? What was it that transpired into their relationship where it went from we dated and then we ended up being madly in love with one another? And if you start hearing her say she was madly in love with a nigga that beat on her ass, she was madly in love with a motherfucker that constantly cheated on her, that wasn't being in love, right? But if that man was he was gentle to her, but he was a firm man. He stood on certain beliefs and things like that, and she was in love with him. And then she tells you how it ended, because that's very important too. How did this shit end? Was it somebody cheated on one another, or was it that it just got to the point?
What if it ended with him leaving her, but she was still madly in love with him?
Yeah. So now that brings the conversation on, okay, what was it that you did that transpired him to say, I'm leaving you?
See, I'm gonna tell you something. JT, that's too many questions.
It is.
I can't. It's too many. MJ actually is agreeing with you. What do you think? MJ said, yeah, you can see by their actions. What would you say?
Yeah, so again, I do somewhat agree with him, and that it's certain things that they do that will give you signs on whether or not you're going to have to worry that as soon as availability comes along with this said individual, they're going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's always referencing them, always referencing the relationship to you, and chalking it up as, oh, I'm just being open and honest with you, trying to compare you, said, to the other relationship. Those are signs that you are still missing that connection that you had in that relationship, and you're trying to mimic it in this relationship, right? And when you're in a relationship or starting a new relationship with someone, you are supposed to be trying to start on a fresh foot, you know what I'm saying? And building your own memories, building your own laughs, your own cries, your own sorrows and experiences with each other. So if they don't really have that type of mindset, and it seems like they're living in the past while they're still trying to, quote unquote, build something with you, that will be a big sign that you're just a placeholder until that availability, comes to access to them. They get access to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to fault someone for them saying that they're in love or they have been in love with someone. To me, I look at it as that is a sign that this person has the capability to have that deeper connection with said individual in their life. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's far more information that I would need than to know that a person can have laid up, shacked up, and been with so many plethora of people, and they had no connection or no deep connection with not one of the individuals that you was with. I'm going to believe that you don't have that capability to do that, period.
Yeah, but they could have the capability of doing. I think it's a case by case basis. Like they could have that ability to do it with you because you were capable enough to making that type of connection with them. Some people are just good enough to bring it out of you. What do you think about that, JT? Some people are just good enough to bring it out of a person.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You got to bring it out of them. Because it's just a story. If they're not telling you the type of person they are, then they're just telling you a story. You don't know if it's true or not with what they're saying. But is that are you trying to delineate if they're telling you the truth or if they're lying to you, or are you intently listening to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever it is that came out of that last one, I'm kind of like what MJ was just saying. If they're not capable of loving anybody, they're gonna let you know that because of the story that they tell you. If they were so much madly in love with a person, it could be through flaws. I got to take that one back. That it could be in somebody where they were madly in love with, and that person happened to be incarcerated or whatever else happened, because they could have been, 18, 19 years old. But if you talk to someone and they've learned from their past, and they fortified themselves, understanding that I have to hold accountability, even because you will hear a lot of people saying that this is where my mindset was. This is why I was so in love with that person, and they didn't even they didn't deserve my love, but at the time I felt that that's what it was. Now that I've learned that A, B, and C is what love actually is about, now I understand it. Now I'm with you, I'm hoping that I got it right. I hope I got it right now, right? So I have to take back what I was just saying about the other part about the whole thing of whatever a person's flaws was, whether they were incarcerated, whether they were, whatever. I got to take that one back, because it depends on what part of your life that you've had to learn about who you were when it comes down to picking a mate. Sometimes, especially when we were young, you picking a mate based off of how you were, pretty much. I guess I could say where you were kind of rigored, right? Depending on what your environment was. So when it comes down to picking somebody that you just get madly in love with, the craziest part is that organically happens. It just organically happens. No matter who that person is, that's just what it was. You still feel the way that you feel, right? When you know better, you do better. And so I've been in relationships where I've heard women tell me about, the men that when they first found themselves being madly in love with that person. Again, you have to pretty much be intent with how you're listening to that person. And you got to be actually a listener. And then after you listen and you get the gist of what they're saying, now you guys can have a real conversation. And sometimes that conversation is going to be uncomfortable because you trying to figure out, how is this person different now than what they were back then? And sometimes that conversation gets a little uncomfortable, but the art of conversation is what we kind of learn with having that conversation. So
that was good. MJ, did you disagree with what I said as far as somebody could? I kind of gave you pushback, and I said that not necessarily. Somebody could actually bring it out of you. Somebody could actually be capable of actually making that connection with you, or you could be capable of making that connection with that person, for the first time.
There are situations that does happen. However, I don't think it's wise to rely on the hope aspect too much. I don't think that's wise. I think it's more wise to just read exactly what is being presented.
I think you need to have more confidence in yourself, MJ. I think you.
It's not about confidence. Trust me, I am fine. Okay,
no,
okay?
I'm just saying. But you listen. You're in a field where you deal with You could feel people's like you could feel people out. You're in a field where you can feel people out, and you know if they're lying, you know if they're sincere. You've had a lot of experience in that, right? Just dealing with people's personalities, especially when it comes to the criminal aspect of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, and you're a very charismatic woman. You know if you are affecting somebody in a very positive way and they're just eating you up. No pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah. But again,
So
like I said,
it's not hope. You know it's your
no,
confidence.
it's hope, right? And I just like I said, I really don't believe that anyone, men and women, should lean too heavily on hope. Right? I think that you have to really let more level head and facts and, you know, actions that's being presented speak for themselves more than hoping that, you know, you're making the impact that you think you're making. Yeah, if you get what I'm putting down.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I just think that some people are just good judge of character. Some people know, not even being pompous about it. I think just some people know when they have somebody else head over heels for them, and they know that they've affected this person in a powerful way. You know what I'm saying? Like you could see it, you could tell.
Yes,
I know
but then
some men are good like that. JT,
but you have to
Huh?
you have
Go
to
ahead.
consider the. I'm sorry, Freezy. I apologize.
No,
You have
go
to
ahead.
you have to consider limerence. Limerence give you the same feeling and illusion of love, but it's not, right? You love what this person represent. You love how you feel with this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't actually really love that person, because if you're not willing to, I'm not trying to say accept, that's not the word, that's not the right word that I'm trying to use, but if you're not willing to take the person with the flaws and all, then can you really say that you actually love this person? Or only do you love what is presented to you that is beneficial for you by being with this person? A lot of people get down, and especially going back referencing the Halle Berry situation with the guy. A lot of his relationship or his marriage with Halle
With David
Berry,
Justice.
yes, it seemed like it was limerence. He was in love of the fact that he got the sexiest woman alive back in that particular decade who wanted to marry him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
he thought he hit, the lottery, right? Every man fawning over her. She's beautiful beyond bounds. She's she works hard. She's driven. She's out there. You know what I'm saying? And he thought that that's was something that he wanted until he actually got in the mix of it and realized her not being a person who would speak to his love language, which is acts of service. He was not going to get that with this particular type of woman. You know?
So just for clarification, limerence is basically like being infatuated with somebody.
Yes. We show limerence to our favorite celebrities. We show limerence to our favorite influencers, media spokesperson, and stuff like that. And we start to create our own fantasies about said individual. Like having you, like, for example, good example that you might understand. Football. You have a great football player, right? You love how he plays the sports. In your mind, you will create this whole persona about this individual who plays your sport exactly the way you like him to play it, that he's a decent person. And not knowing behind doors, he probably curses out his mom, beat on his wife, and almost about to sell his kids. You don't know that, but because he plays your game the way that you love him, you automatically assume all the best attributes about him. You will literally throw all
But
the
MJ,
best attributes at him.
that means that you're not totally in tune with the person across from you. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it still stays on the level of limerence or infatuation, you're not really in tune or invested in that relationship with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell when somebody's deeply in love with you. You could tell. Go ahead, JT.
No, but we're talking about time, right?
Mm-hmm.
What she just illustrated was absolutely how relationships go. It's something that it's someone that you admire what you see on the surface of them. But when you start seeing the crust, like with shout out to Chris Rock, the crust of a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
When you start seeing the other side of them, right?
Uh-huh.
The more human side of them, this is where you have to start seeing. You have to start asking yourself, is this what I signed up for? Because what happens is that what everybody else sees, because that was what you were seeing. You were seeing what everybody else seen until you got to understand and know who that person is. The thing is that it takes time for that to happen, though. Sometimes it takes short times, and you can figure it out. Sometimes it takes years for that to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're a different person when they're with you. That mix of personalities and and spirituality with one another, it changes. You ever heard the saying that I'm different when I'm with different people?
Yeah.
We bring out something in someone that other people never brought out of them. That's the difference. That's why we have to have conversations that's more in depth, and a lot of times it's going to be uncomfortable.
Well, I think what MJ is saying is the other person could make you feel like you've made a huge impression on them, but it could just be an act. It could just be superficial. They could just be putting on just to.
But she made a great illustration with Halle Berry. I don't care what nobody's saying. That is a beautiful woman aesthetically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. If you're talking about that type of person, we got in our mind how we want that relationship to go with Halle Berry. Until we start talking to Halle Berry, and we start think about it, being a man that's saying, and I don't care how much status you got, if you have a Halle Berry, especially at the age she is right now, she was way more beautiful as a young Halle Berry, right? But you see how she look now. How old is Halle Berry?
I think Halle Berry is
57.
Yeah,
57?
close to 60 or something. 58, 57.
She's damn near 60, and she's flawless still at 60. But once you get into a relationship with her, that shit changes, bro. You like, well, shit. It's either going to go bad or it's going to go even better, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that? How do you even know what type of person she's going to be until you have a relationship with her? And that's basically how that goes. Almost 60? Man, come on, man. Most dudes will be like, I'm going. Until they get it.
But this is my motto, right? And I understand what MJ's saying, I understand what you're saying. But my advice is how you can avoid being deceived or being led to feel like you're more than what you really are. You don't pay attention to what somebody says to you or the words somebody say to you. You pay attention to what they do, their actions. A person's actions will reveal how they really feel about you. Y'all don't believe that?
No, I believe that. But again, we're talking about the measurement of time. How long does it take for you to figure that out? You ain't gonna just figure that out in one day of dating that person. It takes time for you to be able to gather your thoughts on that, especially when you're at that point where those endorphins and all of that shit is at a high level with you, because you still battling with your with your imagination of what could be. So it takes time for that. I agree with what you're saying, but that shit still takes time. You ain't gonna learn that shit right off the bat. It's not gonna happen. So you know you
Yeah.
gotta go. You still gotta go through the process.
Yeah, you have to go through the process. I mean, like I said, a lot of people, full rush in, and for some people it does work that way. Um, but I see now that that's not the route that should be taken. I wouldn't advocate for people full rushing in and we'll figure it out when it get there. I think that while we're growing, experiencing, and stuff like that, we have to take the things that we have learned and apply them, actually apply them, and try to make the best decision. That doesn't mean that it's a safety net and that you're going to always be protected. There's always going to be hiccups around, around the way, but do your best first.
So the thing is, MJ, is that at the end of the day, we all have to battle our vulnerabilities, don't we? When it comes down to it, you at some points you want to be vulnerable with someone. This is when you hear people say, "I got my guards up," that means that they're not ever going to reveal their vulnerabilities with someone. But why would you be with somebody that you don't intend on revealing your vulnerabilities with? And that's where the struggle comes in.
That might be another clear sign that somebody else deeply hurt them and they was in love with somebody else. Get your ass away from me.
You're going to find it all out, but listen, we ain't got no insurance on our on relationships. Shit gonna go the way it's gonna go, man. The thing is that relationships all have levels of damn, what's the word? When we're always gonna be, it's gonna be damn, it's gonna be a risk. That's it. They all have different levels of risk, and we all take them, no matter what relationship you're in, no matter how long the relationship has lasted. It's always a risk with it. Now, the craziest part is that people think that forever means forever. That's why we don't never, when you get married, they don't never say, to death do us part, for better or worse, forever. You never hear that word. It's always until life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Till death parts us. Even when you hear warranties, what do they say? For a lifetime. They don't say for forever. They say for a lifetime. And even when you talk about lifetime, you have to understand it's either the lifetime of the product or the lifetime of you. It's the same thing in marriage. That's why it's very direct. Until death parts us. That's the thing. We think that a lifetime is a very long time. It's not true. It's subjective, right? Because a lifetime, rather you make those vows, you could die the next day, right? That's a lifetime.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a risk. Everything is relationships. There's no insurance in relationships, none. And I think that's what people don't understand. When you're giving you say, I'm going to be dedicated to this person. And if you're going to be fidelious to them, if you're going to say that I'm going to look out for you, but it's only until I die. That's it. It's not forever.
Yeah.
And I think we get kind of skewed with that word forever because we think that forever and lifetime is the same thing. No, it's not. It's totally different.
Nah, that was good. I'm gonna get y'all final thoughts because we getting ready to wrap it up. I'm gonna start with JT. JT, first of all, JT, thank you for calling in, bro, and supporting the call in. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
What's your final thoughts as far as like moving forward with somebody? Let's say if somebody, not you, just in general, if somebody meets somebody and of course at our age, right? I'm in my 40s. We're going, I mean, if I was a single man and I was to meet a woman, 9.5 times out of 10, she's been in relationships with other men, right? And or other people in general, and like I'm going to expect for her to have had some type of connection with somebody. But what's your advice moving forward with somebody, even if they were transparent enough to say, hey, yeah, I was madly in love with one of my exes before. What's your advice, JT?
Yeah, that's information for you. That's information for you to be able to gather, and based off of whatever y'all are moving on to, the thing is that you shouldn't be worried. If you got to worry being in a relationship based off of the information you get from that person, then maybe you shouldn't even be with that person. However, relationships are a risk. You at 40%, over 40%, Freezy. I'm over 50% of my life. So my whole thing is that, man,
I'm over 50% too.
and I'm hitting the gas, homie. And you know my story, and I'll tell you in a minute. I went back to my motherfucking my ex-wife.
Yeah.
And we hitting the gas now. You know what I'm saying? We got grown kids.
Yeah.
And we changed our trajectory when it comes down to how we even look at life.
Mm-hmm.
And we hit the gas on it. I'm not sitting here worried about if she gonna cheat on me, if she was in love with somebody before she was in love with me and all that stuff, because we were together since we were 15 years old. So, that shit comes, she was in love with me. Just the funniest thing is that I dated a woman that got kids. The crazy part about it is that those kids are mine.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like an ongoing joke that we have with each other, because we were divorced and separated for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then we found out our way back to each other. And the thing was that we're not looking at the past. We bring the past up, we'll be back separated again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Learn from the past, and we like, okay, what we gonna do right now? How this shit gonna go right now? And we both decided after having, crazy conversations with each other, that we just gonna hit the gas. We just gonna go ahead and we gonna do what we gonna have to do. I don't care about none of that other bullshit that I used to care about when I was younger. Because if she didn't want to be with me, she ain't never had to come back and talk to me, right? Same thing with me. At the end of the day, we look at how life actually is right now and how short this shit can get. How short it can get. I'm not worried about if she was in, because she dated and I dated. In the middle of all that other shit, I'm not concerned with none of that shit no more, bro. I don't even ask her questions about her past, who she was with, and all that shit, because I'm not concerned with it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about me? All right. How do we feel about life together? Okay, that's what we moving on. Let's hit the gas on that right there. Other than that, man,
yeah,
all
that's
this
true. That's true too. Once you get a certain age, you just be like, man, let's just chill. I don't even care what you did in the past.
Yeah, that shit's frivolous, man.
Let's just make it good going forward,
Yeah. And I've dated women with children. I've dated women that were in love with other men and all kind of other shit. It didn't work out, because guess what I didn't do? I didn't marry them.
Right. Okay.
Like now, I'm not, man. State sanctioned marriage at the age I am right now, we ain't got to do that shit, because we both too smart people where we like, look, I'm going to look out for you after I'm living. You going to look out for me? Okay, we doing the paperwork. After that, it's like, all right, all that other shit was frivolous, man. So at the end of the day, going back to what you were talking about, if a woman sits back and she tells me in our conversation that she was madly in love with somebody and she shared that story to me, it's up to me to figure out where she's at in life now based off of what she's telling me. I'm just getting information. I'm not about to sit back and deal with it. And if I don't feel like I need to be dealing with her, I can, just say, okay, this is not for me. And then we move on. Then you just move on, man.
Right.
Still be cool with it. You just move on. I ended with that.
JT, thank you, man. I appreciate you. No Cap-tivity. JT from What We Know Podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel, What We Know Podcast. You can also catch him on Black Man Unfiltered as well. He's a host over there too. And of course, y'all know y'all can catch him over here. What you say, JT?
Yeah, but for some odd reason, man, my channel was doing numbers right now, dog. I did a show 2 weeks ago, and that video is doing numbers right now. I have no idea why.
It's your last video?
It was my last video. I did 2 parts. That second part, man, is doing mad numbers right now.
Let's get it.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Bro, I love to hear when my people, my family, like, you, MJ, she's right around the corner for celebrating 100,000 subscribers. I love when I'm talking about my inner circle is like, I love to hear good news, man, because And
MJ, I'm subscribed to you. I've been subscribed to you for a minute now, so I'm one of the ones.
That's so nice to hear, JT. Thank you.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for your commentary tonight. I truly appreciate it. It's refreshing. Thank you.
Isn't she professional, JT?
She's absolutely professional.
Don't you just love MJ? Don't you,
She's dope. She's dope. Most definitely. I appreciate you. Most definitely.
All right, JT, man. I appreciate you, man. You already know here it's love to the death. You already know that, bro.
Always, brother. Most definitely. Hey, y'all have a nice night, man. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Breezy, I like what you're doing, bro. I always tell you that.
I was just trying to switch it up, bro. Trying to,
You already know what it is, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we ain't talked offline in a minute, man. I'm gonna call you up, man.
Yeah, that's what we need. I need that. Yeah, man.
Most definitely, man.
All right.
But I'll holler back at y'all. All right, MJ. All right, y'all.
All right, JT.
Have a good night, JT.
MJ, first of all, MJ, you've been a class act, and thank you for rocking out with me on this Saturday night. I appreciate you, MJ.
Oh, no problem. I
had fun. I had fun with you tonight, MJ. I really did.
I did. I enjoyed it as well. I think they were very good topics, questions. I enjoyed them. I really did.
What's your final thoughts for tonight as far as like your advice with somebody moving forward in a relationship and feeling confident if their significant other is actually sincere about them and serious about them and
Right. So my advice, I will say, is
because I know you mentioned limerence and infatuation and all that. So what's your advice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go off of somewhat of what JT said. Love, relationship, all that good stuff is a risk. You can literally hope for the best, put all the work, and still not come out with the outcome that you want. But that is a risk that you sign up for, right? So you got to be willing to take the wins when you get them and the losses when you also get them. And do not create unnecessary anxiety for yourself for things that you cannot change. And this is on both sides. A person who's going to rock out with you and be with you is going to rock out with you and be with you. And a person who doesn't feel that way about you, it doesn't matter what you do or how you move, that is going to stray their decision that they don't feel that way about you.
Mm-hmm.
enjoy the ride when you have the ride, but be level-headed when you enjoy the ride, right? Don't get too carried away. Don't get too lost in the sauce. You know, have some, have some boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Have some wait a minute, I'm looking, hold on, that don't seem right. Like let the spidey senses start talking for you and trust your gut, right? If your gut is telling you that this person is the risk, whether you see certain signs about that person, go for it. And if you don't feel that that person is valuable enough to take that risk, don't go for it. Trust your gut. And I think whether or not how it works out, you will be able, or I'll say you will be content in whatever the outcome is. And then you'll teach it as a growing and learning situation or experience that's only going to quite eventually make you better and get you to the path or the goal that you were seeking from the get-go. Is nowhere to go but up at this point. And that's all I have to say.
Mods, could one of the mods put MJ's channel link in the chat once again? Please post her channel link in the chat. Her channel is Conversations with MJ. Conversations with MJ. Please, one of the mods, if I don't see one of the mods put your link shortly, I'm gonna just do it myself because we want to make sure your link is in the chat. And once you guys see the link in the chat, make sure you subscribe to MJ's channel and hit her notification bell. She is approaching 100,000 subscribers.
No Cap-tivity.
MJ is putting in that work. All right? And death to the haters. Ain't that right, MJ?
All day, every day. But I totally appreciate you. Thank you so much for allowing me to participate in your panel tonight. I actually think this was a great discussion, and I'm glad that you thought of me in having this great discussion. I always enjoy your company.
Well, you coming back. Don't make it seem like this your farewell speech and you ain't coming back with your brother Freezy. You coming back over here. Don't worry about that. Shortly.
Yeah, and apologies for my camera blonking out. I would have had came back on camera if my camera wasn't acting up. But
man, don't even mention that. We made it work and it was still a dope show. We made it work, the men in the chat, they just want to hear your voice. That's all. They didn't come over here for me, MJ. They came over here for you. They just want to hear your voice.
Shout out to the men. They got a love-hate type of situation with me.
Man, they love you. Don't be fooled by that shit. They love your ass. They love you.
They love to hate me. It's okay.
No.
All right, I'm gonna let you go, good sir. Have a lovely night and great show. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, you too, sis. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Shout out to MJ, man.
No Cap-tivity.
Thank you, Big Bad Boy, for putting MJ's link in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that link and subscribe to her channel. And make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Let me modify this ticker right here. There we go. There we go. Y'all, tonight was another dope show. What y'all think about my sign that YouTube sent me? Y'all like my sign that YouTube sent me? YouTube sent me an appreciation gift. Y'all like it? I love my sign. Yo, listen, I bought some oh, you can do it. Oh, yeah. You got to be able to know how to do it with one hand. Cut. 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 Oh, you got to say cut before you put it down. Cut. Did I do it right that time? Cut. Take one. Take two. Yeah. I love my gift YouTube sent me. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. It was a great show. MJ did an awesome job, man. Red Bull, you like it? He say that's tight. You like it? Hey, Red Bull, I'm gonna be using the hell out of that thing. I think I'm gonna start doing some street interviews too. That's why I bought some new equipment. I'm investing into the show, y'all. You know, I'm investing into the show. I bought some new mics. I bought about 5 new mics, and I'm investing in the show. Actually, it's 6 mics. I bought 6 new mics, yeah. True Bleed laughing his ass off. Shout out to True Bleed. Big Bad Boy said, MJ, your contributions to the conversations is always valued, regardless of whether we agree or disagree. Shout out to Big Bad Boy, man.
No Cap-tivity.
I hope MJ's still watching and seeing your comment. That's why I plastered it on the screen, Big Bad Boy. That's my dog, man. Shout out to Big Bad Boy. Hey, shout out to my brother Travis Allen in the building. He said MJ was fire. Yeah,
no Cap-tivity.
Shout out to MJ, man. Shout out to you, child. What's going on with your child? With that white Challenger? What that is, a SRT or what that is, dog? Huh? Is that a Challenger or is that a Charger? It's one of the two. We about to get up out of here. It's time for the benediction, y'all. You think that'll be a dope idea, Red Bull? Street interviews. He said that'll be fire. Street interviews. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. Yeah, with my new sign. I'm thinking about doing street interviews with my new sign, man. I got my clip-on mics. Oh, we ready. Don't worry about it. And then we can react to our own videos. Y'all think that'll be dope? We can react to our own videos. People in the street. Child say that's a Challenger, Freezy. Don't try my damn gangster. That's a Challenger, bro.
No Cap-tivity.
Come on, Freezy. What the hell wrong with you, Freezy? I got you, child, man. Hold on, child. I see you stunting over there, boy. I see you stunting, boy. Wife School Podcast says salute to MJ. Shout out to MJ, man.
No Cap-tivity.
And shout out to you, Wife School Podcast. We love you too. Don't never think we don't. We love you too. Shout out to my sister MJ, igniting the big lights, detonating the big light, man. Shout out to my sister.
No Cap-tivity.
MJ came through with the $25 ball. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. MJ said, thanks for having me. Keep up the great work. Thank you, MJ. Thank you. I appreciate you. MJ, she is the initial and official sponsor of tonight's show. I'm gonna go ahead and add her to the sponsorship board. With a total of $25. Shout out to MJ. Here we go. MJ is flashing on the sponsorship board below. MJ is not a stranger to the sponsorship board at all. And yeah, make sure you guys hit that link that Big Bad Bull put in the chat and subscribe to her channel. Let's help MJ reach that 100 stacks subscribers, that 100,000 subscriber mark. Shout out to our sister MJ, man. Thank you, MJ. We really appreciate you. MJ is looking like the official sponsor of tonight's show.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to MJ. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. It's time for the benediction, y'all. Let's see. Oh yeah, Red Bull. I'm working on the Red Bull. Don't think I ain't. I'm working on the Red Bull. Trust me. I'm working on it. Shout out to Big Bad Bull putting MJ's link in the chat once again. Thank you, Big Bad Bull. I appreciate that, boy. Let me put it on the screen. That's MJ's link to her channel right there. Subscribe to Conversations with MJ. That's her name. That's her channel's name. Specifically. Let's see. Here we go. So we're going to give a scripture about how do you know you found love? How do you know you found love? And how to find true love in your life. Right? How to find true love in your life. Right here. This is Psalms 37:4. Psalms 37, chapter 4th verse, it says, delight yourself in the Lord. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart.
No captivity.
Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. That's what you got to do. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. If you want to find true love, if you want to make sure the right person has entered into your life, you know, consult with the Most High. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will put the right person in your path. And you can trust that. Let's see. Shout out to Yvette Marie. She was our first super cap of tonight with a total of $5. Thank you, Yvette Marie. I appreciate you.
No captivity.
And we're going to celebrate our sister, Conversations with MJ. Once again, shout out to MJ for being my special guest tonight. Also, shout out to JT for calling in and being our caller and contributor, our contributing caller tonight. Shout out to JT, and JT's channel is What We Know Podcast. JT, his channel is called What We Know Podcast, and I'm going to check out one of his latest videos where he says it's caught a lot of steam. I'm going to check it out. Shout out to his channel, What We Know Podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel too. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put a link to his. Big Bad Bull, can you do me one more favor, Big Bad Bull? Can you put JT's link in the chat too? Put JT's link in the chat too, Big Bad Bull, if you can. What We Know Podcast. If you still there, Big Bad Bull. Let me see. I don't know if Big Bad Bull might have stepped away. I'll just make sure I put it in the chat just in case. That's JT's channel. JT's channel, What We Know Podcast. That's his channel link. Everybody click on that link and make sure you guys subscribe to JT's channel and check out his content, man. JT is awesome. Awesome content creator. Awesome dude, man. Awesome dude. Awesome man. Awesome father. Husband, everything. Shout out to my brother, man. Solid dude. One of the most solid dudes I know, especially on YouTube. One of the most solid dudes I know in real life, really. You know, shout out to JT, man. Let's celebrate our sister MJ, man. Without further ado, get out your seat. And we want to give appreciation to our sister MJ. Let's celebrate her like no one else can. Thank you, MJ. We appreciate you. Shout out to my sister, Conversations with MJ.
No Cap-tivity.
Thank you, sis. Thank you for everything you do. Y'all, we about to get up out of here. Great Saturday night show. I told you we was coming back on the weekend. We still brainstorming. Yeah, I got some new equipment. We about to venture out. They was telling me to get out the house. We're gonna try to get out the house. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about the in real life stuff because I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. I'm just letting y'all know. So I'm trying to pump myself up, please. Please be with me, please. You can do it, Freezy. You can do it. Yo, I love y'all. Thank y'all. Shout out to the 63 people that hit the like button. I wish you $4 million in your life.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to everybody that actually shared the live stream and became a part of the No Cap campaign. I wish all of y'all $11 million in your life.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to my guest host once again, Conversations with MJ. She said, thank you, everyone. Salute. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Shout out to our sister MJ. Shout out to JT once again. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to all the mods, right? All of the No Cap crew, all of the channel members with VIP passes. I appreciate all of y'all. Shout out to everybody that actually attended Bible study earlier today. The grind is real. The grind is real. I love y'all. And y'all know what I always say. To free yourself, you must heal yourself. And until the next time, hold on. And until the next time, we out of here. I love y'all, man.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. Listen, man. Go sub to my boy, man. Listen, man. Go sub to my boy, No Cap-tivity, man. He's a good dude, man. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. Listen, man. Go sub to my boy, man. Listen, man. Go sub to my boy, No Cap-tivity, man. He's a good dude, man. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. Listen, man. Go sub to my boy, man. Listen, man. Go sub to my boy, No Cap-tivity, man. He's a good dude, man.
Unlock the future of branding while outpacing your competition. Dive into the digital realm, transforming raw footage into video epics. Our editors redefine storytelling. At Prime Your Logos, where pixels become portals. Prime Your Logos. Unleash the unseen. Your brand amplified. Visit us at Prime Your Logos on Instagram. Or call 704-792-6345. That's 704-792-6345. Prime your brand. Prime your logos, where artistry transcends reality.
No Cap-tivity. Freezy.